and welcome to the Wanderers in Johannesburg, the DP World Wanderers. It is the second warm-up game between Namibia as they prepare for the World Cup, and as well as the Joburg Super Kings, who are preparing for the second edition of the SA20. They have an opening match in Gqeberha in a few days' time against the defending champion. So the Joburg Super Kings will be looking to get themselves fit and ready, whereas Namibia, who have qualified for their third World Cup in a row. They were there in 21, they were there in 22, and they're going to be there in 2024 in USA and the West Indies. They need much game time, and so this presents a really great opportunity for them to do so. My name is Mpho Mutlani. I'm joined by Werner Erasmus. Werner, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thanks, Mpho. It's a lovely morning out here at the GP World Wanderers. Beautiful sunshine. We are expecting a full game today. And then Namibia will be first up with the bat this morning. And
We've this is an interesting situation, Werner. We have Lazard Williams wearing Sam Cooke's jersey out there in the middle, and Jean Duplessis is also at on the pitch wearing the number 8.
I think it's JP Kotze. JP Kotze wearing the number 8, and in number 63 is Michael van Lingen.
Yes.
And so a practice match, you can get these type of things, people wearing each other's shirts. Looks like Donovan Ferreira will be keeping today, and Ronan Herman joining him at a slip position. They also have a third man and a deep square leg out, so that means that the fine leg is up in the ring. They have a mid-wicket, mid-on, mid-off where Captain Faf du Plessis is patrolling. They have a cover and a point.
Werner, today is all about combinations, trying to figure out who's going to bowl where, going to bowl when, who's going to bat where, who's going to bat when. Namibia looking to get some good opposition, and I think this JSK will provide them some high-quality opposition.
Indeed. First delivery is a good one from Lazard Williams, straight on the spot.
Yes, the pitch that they're using at the Wanderers is the third from the right, from the golf course end. And it presents a very interesting proposition here with the leg side boundary to Michael van Lingen, the left-handed batter, being a very short target, Werner.
Yeah, it is extremely short, and do expect that the batters will target that area. Back of the legs cut very well there by Michael van Lingen, but straight to the man at point.
Yes, Wayne Madsen, another auction pick for the Joburg Super Kings. He fielded that at point.
Yeah, so a couple of days ago it was Ronan Herman who took the gloves, and today is Donovan Ferreira. That is the only two keeping options that the Joburg Super Kings have currently, and it'll be interesting to see what they go with during the tournament. Oh, good bounce from Lazard Williams. That nice high action, and a bit of an uncomfortable one there for Van Lingen.
Yes, Lazard knows that if you hit a hard length here at the Wanderers, you'll get that extra bounce. And it's that extra bounce that troubles the batters here at the Wanderers. He only played 3 games last year for the Super Kings. He took 5 wickets. Famously played in the semi-final at Centurion. Did really well at the back end of the tournament. And he'll be looking to be seen as a mainstay in this side with Joel Coetzee carrying a bit of a niggle and an injury.
Indeed. Again, same type of delivery this time. They managed to sneak through for a quick single. And Namibia are after mark here at the DP World Wanderers. And that's also Van Lingen after mark as well.
That fielder there was Dayan Khalim, another new face for the Joburg Super Kings faithful. He was picked up at the auction, the highest paid player at the second auction of the SA20 edition.
Yeah, indeed. Same prize that Pretoria Capitals picked up Matthew Bose for. So the two all-rounders getting a good outing at the auction. Oh, well bowled by Williams this time. Going a bit fuller, getting the inside edge, and another single to the score. It's been a quiet over so far.
It's really good to see Lazard push that ball to a fuller length. He's been quite short earlier on in this over. But now he's actually seeking that edge and trying to draw the batsman forward. So that resulted in a run, but we've got one more ball left in this over.
Yeah, such a lovely day out here. A nice, easy breeze if you are in the shade, but more warm if you're in the sun, as the players are right now. Oh, into the pads again. So very good first over there from Lazard Williams. That wraps it up, and it's 2 without loss for Namibia.
It's a good start from Lazard Williams. The team, the Joburg Super Kings will be looking for an opening bowler. Remember, they no longer have Alzari Joseph, who was one of their key spearheads in last year's tournament. They've brought in Sam Cook in his stead. They also have David Visa, who is a Namibian international playing against his countrymen who can bowl as well. So outside of Joel Kutsia, Lazard Williams has probably a great chance of actually starting in this tournament, but they're going to the new man, the man they got in the auction, Dan Khalim, who has been he's a man who started his career with a lot of promise and a lot of potential, but hasn't necessarily lived up to it. And he'll be hoping SA20 starts that spark and fire, because he's quite skillful.
Yeah, he's been in and out of the team at the Titans, but he did quite well in the CSA T20 challenge a couple of seasons ago. Good, nice single there for Kotze, and fielded there by David Wiese. Yeah, Diane Khalim is a very promising all-rounder still. He did a good job for the Titans, especially bowling at the death, and even striking some late blows with the bat as well in that competition. He was one of the leading run scorers and made a vital contribution in that final as well. So it makes sense that Joburg Super Kings win for them, bringing some nice balance to the team.
Yes, they needed some all-rounders. They managed to also get Romario Shepherd in the last round of the SA20 auction, along with Dan Khalim. So you kind of get a sense of where they thought their weaknesses were.
Indeed, this one punched down the ground. Faf du Plessis quick to get around to it with his bright red shoes.
Those up close they look orange, but from up here they look quite red. Captain Faf du Plessis has been selected to be captain again for the second season of the SA20. This Joburg Super Kings team fell short in the semi-final to an incredible batting display by the Sunrisers Eastern Cape at Centurion, with Aidan Markham scoring a glorious 100. Reza Hendrick scored 100 of his own, but in a losing cause. But it was a great day. 400 runs scored on that day.
Across his wickets is Kotze, but pushed down the leg side by Khalim for the first wide of the day. Yeah, that was a impressive display by the Sunrisers Eastern Cape at Supersport Park. Markram's home ground for the Titans, so he felt right at home there, even with all the bugs flying around that day. And Tristan Stubbs celebrating his century almost more than he did.
Yes, most definitely. But this Joburg Super Kings team will hoping to go 2 better this time, trying to be the second champion of the SA20, and it starts here.
Very good start here by the Joburg Super Kings. They've been hitting good lengths, keeping it tight, not really giving the batters any room to free their arms.
And for this Namibian team that has a lot of a South African flavor around it. Coach Pierre de Bruin was at the Titans he's a former player, former domestic player. Was at the Titans, at the Dolphins. Spent decades at the Titans as a coach and in the administration there. Now he's with the Namibian side. Third World Cup. This is their golden generation, as you call them, as many call them.
Down the wicket and works into the leg side. No real authority just yet from the Namibian players. They'll have to get going here. It's important to take the bowling on in the power play.
And that fielder there is the wildcard pick of last year, Sponelo Makanya, who he was the captain of the Titans. The Titans have many captains, but he was middle order batter at the Titans in the north. So it was good to see that he got picked up last year. He played in a warm-up game against JSK, did really well. Then they decided to pick him as a wildcard pick.
Oh, well bowled by Khalim. Getting that Yorker in. Dipping late on Kotze. And in through 1.5 overs now. And Namibia is still only on 7 so far. No boundary yet. This stadium will be buzzing once the SA20 kickstarts. I believe the first match here for the Joburg Super Kings is on the 13th of January, and can expect to see a quite packed stadium.
And the first couple of games of SA20 are getting sold out very quickly, so please do go get your tickets if you are in and around Johannesburg or in and around any SA20 city and watching this Joburg Super Kings team thinking, what do our opponents look like? So please do go out, come to the ground. It was a great atmosphere in Season 1, and it promised to be an even better atmosphere in Season 2. Going back to the Namibians, they qualified really well for the World Cup, the T20 World Cup happening in the Caribbean and the USA. They were top of the group in the Africa T20 qualifiers. They won all their games. That's the same qualifiers where Zimbabwe failed to qualify and Uganda made it in. This Namibia team now needs to get lots and lots of games under their belt against many opposition. The Dutch are also in South Africa, and they're playing the Sunrisers later today. And it's just about getting T20 games under the belt so that when you get to the USA and the Caribbean, you can do quite well.
Outside edge, and it's running around to the boundary. No need to dive in a practice match, as it looks like Romario Shepherd running around to try and get to it, but it goes to the boundary for the first one of the morning, and Namibia move on to 11 without loss.
Loose ball there from Lazard Williams, and it was Kotza who played it very late, opened the blade of the bat and guided it down to the boundary. This outfield is quick, even though we had like a torrential downpour on a Friday, which you would have expected to have some damp patches, but the drainage is really good.
Yeah, it's always excellent drainage here at the DP World Wanderers. Beautiful facilities, and the Joburg Super Kings will really want to make it a fortress this season for them at home. A lot tighter this time from Lazard Williams. You see a third man that's quite square, as there is also a gully in place for the Super Kings, and there's also a man out at a deep square leg on the boundary.
Yes, the previous full ball was wider of the off stump. This next one was on that off stump line, so you don't want to give Kotze any room, and he's willing to play with anything off that is outside, and that gives him a little bit of width. This time, Lazard Williams coming in and restricting him and making sure that he plays a lot straighter.
This time a bit on the leg side, and just work to that man at a deep square leg region. That's a dangerous delivery. With a pickup here, the short boundary on the leg side, it will travel.
That's why you shouldn't bowl it short. Do not bowl it short. To any of these two left-handers, it looks easy pickings down there on that short boundary.
Yeah, Namibia need to try and do something a bit different here, the two batters. They don't have that much time. They need to get going here. Take on Lazard Williams. That one is short and pumped down the ground past Faf du Plessis Admet off and all the way to the boundary.
First signs of aggression from Namibia. JP Kotze picking up that bad ball and putting it away past the bowler. Mid off. Couldn't do anything with that shot, cross batted shot. It was short. It was slightly outside the off stump, and it was just dispatched like it is baseball.
Yeah, just sitting up, and the pitch so far looks nice, easy paced. The batters haven't seemed to have too much trouble to negotiate balls. Nothing has reared up, nothing like we saw at the Newlands test, so this one's made for T20s. Short edge and over Donovan Ferrara, the keeper, and it goes to the boundary for 4.
We can see that JP Kotze is going to play anything short. He's throwing his hands at everything. And with him, he gets a healthy edge there over the keeper. It's not a chance for the Joburg Super Kings.
Yeah, they say if you go hard, and that's exactly what Kotze did. And dangerous bowling there from Lazard Williams with the current field setting, with the third man very square, and a very short boundary on the leg side as well. But he does enjoy testing out the batters now and again, giving a bit of a surprise bouncer. again short. This one a lot higher and over the right shoulder. The umpire says that's okay. And that is also the end of the third over in Namibia at 20 without loss.
Yes, Namibia will be looking to get this innings going. They already got in 20 after 3 overs. They'll be hoping to get to the power play with close to about 60, 70 and some wickets, and not having lost any wickets. It looks like a great batting surface here at the Wanderers, and it's something that you want to take advantage of.
Yeah, we will have an early bowling change, and we see that for the Joburg Super Kings, it's Zahir Khan coming into the attack, the left arm wrist spinner. Very early for a wrist spinner to come into play, so that's an interesting tactic here. He will be turning the ball away from the two lefties, but he does enjoy bowling the ball quite flat, has a good googly as well, so do expect him to bowl quite a few of those with the long boundary to the leg side and a man out at a deep mid-wicket as well as a long on.
And I think that's the plan, right? To try and tempt the two Namibian batters down to that long leg side boundary.
It's a very poor ball to start off with. A nice juicy full toss going down the leg side, and Van Lungen just helps it over the man at fine leg. It was very well played there. He won't mind to start off that fashion against a left arm wrist spinner, and Zahir Khan can't afford to give these two any width on the way, offside with everybody up in the ring.
Picked up pre-auction replacement to Mahesh Tikshana.
Much better this time from Zahir Khan, but it's a no ball, and that's a criminal offence for a spinner, and that means it will be a free hit for Van Lungen.
Not a good start for Zahir Khan here at the Wanderers.
Oh, that one is the googly coming back in, looking to play it through the outside. It looks like it might have just gotten an inside edge, and it's running all the way to the boundary. It's called a byes by the umpire, so nothing on it from him, or Donovan Ferrara was unable to stop that one.
Yes, Zahir Khan going to what is a surprise delivery, and it surprised even the batter who didn't have enough time. It was a lot quicker through the air, and they still get 4 runs.
Now keeping a slip in place for now. It looks like it's Ronan Harman's standing there at the slip position. This one pulled back a bit as Van Lungen came down the wicket, and a lot better there for Zahir Khan.
Yes, the Joburg Super Kings will be hoping that he can come in and be an able replacement to Mahesh Tikshana, who took 7 wickets last year.
Sweep shots and clean bowled by Zahir Khan. Played right over the top of it, did Van Lungen, and that is the first wicket for the Joburg Super Kings.
Gotta love that from Zahir Khan. As I'm speaking about him replacing Mahesh Tikshana, he shows us what he can do with a ball. Another googly, they're going straight through the gap, taking away middle stump cleanly even. The other 2 stumps were were not disturbed. Really good bowling, and that's what he brings, that mystery element. Being able to pick him out the hand's going to be very tough, and so Michael van Lingen goes back to the hut for Namibia, for the Eagles, and the new batter in is.
It looks like it might be Captain Gerard Erasmus. Just have to confirm it with his shirt number. Looks like number 7. So that is, let's just see here. Next page. It is Gerard Erasmus indeed coming to the wicket. Fout du Plessis is changing the field now with the right-hander coming in. It's a man out at deep mid-wicket. Also asking David Wiese to come down so long on. So do you expect Zahir Khan to bowl much straighter now? Just having a bit of a look at the wicket is Captain Erasmus, who has been leading Namibia's side for quite a few years now. He's been doing a good job for them.
Over 1,000 T20 international runs.
too much width and cracked through extra cover. Wasting no time to get going is Gerard Erasmus.
That wasn't a good ball. Just missed his mark, did Zahir Khan. And it was too full and wide. And what a gift to receive. First ball here at the Wanderers for Gerard Erasmus.
Yeah, late Christmas present there for the captain. And Faf just having a quick word with his bowler, who hasn't started in the best fashion, but he has picked up a wicket. It's been a bit of a two-sided over so far from Zahir Khan. Opportunity to try and end it off well here. Just worked into the leg side, bit off the inner half of the bat, but that will end the over. Gerard Erasmus moves on to 5, and Namibia are 34 without loss.
Again, on the fuller side, this over was Zahir Khan, but he walks away with the wicket, and a good opening over for him. For the Joburg Super Kings, it was a gamble. It came with a lot of runs, a few boundaries, but it took a wicket. And if Plan A was to get a wicket, then the Joburg Super Kings will be happy with that.
They will indeed, and we do see another bowling change from the far end. It looks like, they call it drive end, so it looks like it will be Romario Shepherd coming into the attack. And still within the power play, so still only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. One of them is a man out at the deep square leg.
Middle there,
Looks
please.
like they're still deciding who the other man will be, whether they will send out another.
Last season in the SA20, Romario Shepherd seemed to have a golden arm of sorts. Whenever Faf was looking for a wicket, he'd throw the ball to the big West Indian, and he would deliver. One of the most sought-after players around the world in T20 cricket, and he gets to play another season with the Joburg Super Kings.
Full and wide, and not called wide by the umpire, so he gets away with that first one. Plenty of width there for Gerard Erasmus to try and put away, but he misses that one.
And gets a lovely outswinging delivery when in full stride, and he'll be hoping to do the same. Not necessarily an attacking field for him, largely spread, but there are those 2 attackers at cover and point for the drive.
Again, giving a bit of room, but again, Gerard Erasmus swipes at it outside the off stump, but still no connection yet.
It looked like something Gerard Erasmus wanted to climb into and be a little bit more aggressive, but still getting used to the pace and adjusting to the pace of this wicket. Edged and down the ground for 4 runs. It wasn't where Gerard Erasmus was intending to play it, but he'll take it nonetheless. 4 runs off the bat.
Yeah, he'll take it any which way it comes, and coming down the wicket and trying to go over. So far this over he's been beaten twice, well, beaten 3 times, but the 3rd time taking the edge, but that time resulting in a boundary. And Romario Shepherd won't be too upset with the way he started here so far.
And Werner, each time he goes harder at the ball.
This time another dot ball as he just works to the man at short 3rd man, or 45 on the leg side, and the offside I should say. And Namibia bat quite deep, so they'll try to come hard, and still trying to sort out the scoreboard here at the Wanderers, but we'll give you an updated score soon enough. It looks like a 38 for 1 currently. Short, wide, and just guided beautifully in front of that short man, in front behind the man at point on the boundary, to all the way for 4.
That was so beautiful. Watch these late hands from Gerard Erasmus, just letting the pace and of the ball do all the work. Beautiful, beautiful, ramp controlled, just lovely cricket shot.
Faf du Plessis now asking the man at the deep point to come into the ring. Field change with the man at mid-wicket going out to a deep mid-wicket position. So he's asking his bowler to bowl a lot straighter now. Potential short deliveries as well in store for Erasmus? It's not what his captain would have wanted. He goes short, but he gives plenty of width, and that's an easy put away for Gerard.
You know, when they say a batsman is dangerous is when he's got a lot of time. And Gerard Erasmus had a lot of time on that ball. And he decides to just wait on it and go over the inner ring for four. Third man is in, is standing in the ring, and just was an easy shot for Gerard Erasmus to end that over.
Yeah, it is the experienced player for Namibia who's bowling for Joburg Super Kings today. It's David Wiese coming into the attack. He was picked up by the Joburg Super Kings in the pre-draft, the pre-auction time, and he'll come around the wicket to Van Lingen. And
another important all-rounder for the Joburg Super Kings. They bolstered that part of their team this year, and adding David Wiese into the side is another good signing. Well sought after, played around the world in T20s, played for South Africa, now playing for Namibia, and will be representing them at the World Cup.
Just to correct myself, that's Kotze, the man who that ball just went past, as David Wiese lands it at nice hard length, and some good bounce here at the Wanderers, as you come to expect.
Do you think the instruction from Faf was, you know how these guys bowl, you just go do the things because these are your teammates?
Yeah, David Wiese should be very familiar with these guys, having played a lot with them, especially in T20 World Cups. Down the wicket, he tries to go up, it's Faf running around, but it just lands over his shoulder at mid-on, and they do come back for the second run.
Didn't time it well, did JP Kotze, and that's why we had a heart and a mouth moment as Faf du Plessis was running all the way from mid-wicket, trying to see if he couldn't get that ball in, and luckily for JP Kotze, he can get two, and still another chance to face David Wiese.
Short, and just ducking underneath that one is Kotze, so there is still a man out at a deep square leg and a deep mid-wicket, so he has to bowl straight all the time here is Wiese. Vary his length, but can't afford to give any width to the batter. Still a beautiful day out here. Few people watching this game. It's in the air, straight to the man at deep mid wicket, and comfortably taken. And that's a wicket for David Wiese. That's JP Kotze. His innings comes to an end. It looks like it's Kyle Simmons. It's Ronan Herman at that deep mid wicket region.
JP Kotze dying to the short ball. We saw in the previous overs he was not going to let short balls go easily to the keeper. This time he finds the man at deep mid-wicket at this long boundary, struggling with timing similarly to that earlier shot that he played over Faf du Plessis, and another one this time finding Ronan Herman, and he goes back to the dugout.
Yeah, those bounces so far have come off quite slow off the pitch. We saw in the previous over Gerard Erasmus having to wait quite a while for to hit that one over the third man. And this time it was Kotze who was also a bit early into his shot, and new man is coming to the crease, and we'll let you know as soon as we know who is coming.
We're still having issues with our scoreboard. We'll get that up and running to you. A lot of gremlins happening, but that's what it is. This is also a preparation and a warm-up for the Wanderers to get themselves going, and for us as well. As the SA20 starts. The SA20 promises to be a great production and a great show on and off the field, and games like these just give the team a chance at making sure that they have everything ready. T's crossed and I's dotted. David Wiese coming in.
Good delivery again, just back off length, but well done there by Gerard Erasmus, calling his partner through for a good single, and it is number 49 who's come to the crease, Jan Freiling. Again, another one of those very experienced players for Namibia.
He has 478 runs, 4 Namibian T20 internationals at a strike rate of 108. Has a high score of 57.
Good to see Imran Taher on the field. He was the wildcard pick for the Joburg Super Kings this year at the auction.
With some really lovely locks, looking like a lion there.
He does indeed. Almost 45 is Imran Taher, turning 45 in a couple of months. Again, not much pace to work with from David Wiese. That is what he tries to do in general in T20s, not give the batters anything to work with. It's the end of a successful over for the Joburg Super Kings with the Namibian Eagles losing another wicket.
What I loved about that over from David Wiese was bowling within himself. But that's how he operates these days, just taking the pace off the ball, bowling it short, a lot of slow ball bounces. One that got JP Kotze in the deep, and the final ball to end that over was similar as well. So you can see the skill and the tricks that he has up his sleeve. It'll be interesting to see if the other SA20 batters will pick up on it and be successful.
Yeah, and it is that man with the luscious locks who will be coming in. The very experienced pro in Imran Taher, just tying his hair together, making sure he's ready. And
fan favorite, indeed. No fans today, but when we start going and the Wanderer starts going, they'll be chanting his name.
Immediately on the target and whipped to the man at long on. Yeah, don't expect him to run around the field too much today if he takes a wicket, but you never know. He has so much energy and enthusiasm.
Yes,
always enjoy watching him bat.
Pakistani-born South African international, former South African international, played for the Titans, played for the Dolphins, and spent some time up here as well. Just all-round great cricketer.
Imran Taher thought he had his man there. He just got his bat down in time.
You can see the passion.
You can already see that passion. He's here to represent the team. I think he's represented the most teams of any player ever. I think it's a list of about 50 teams he's represented in his career. I'll stop there by the man at point, Sibs Makanya. Was it Sibs Makanya? It's a number 2. You see they're wearing each other's shirts, making it a bit more difficult. He's wearing Donovan Ferrara's shirt. He's also wearing 2, so that's interesting. He's worked into the leg side, running the first one hard, trying to come back for the second, but Faf du Plessis quick to hold that one in.
That was actually Dan Khalim there at point, Gali on the ring, third man. You can see that the Super Kings have a plan for Erasmus, who likes to cut the ball. Seems like it's the most comfortable shot that he has so far.
Batting it quite flat is Taher. That one, the googly, turning away from the left-handed Jan Freiling.
Playing late is a good sign, and you can see Jan Freiling is looking to.
Come on, straighter, mate.
Again, pushing it through. You're not able to find the gap is Freiling, and that is the end of the over. And I wish I could say what the score is, but we will get that hopefully up and running soon enough. But the Joburg Super Kings have taken 2 wickets so far, and maybe I haven't been going that quickly, but Gerard Erasmus has had a good start himself.
And that also brings us to the end of the power play, as that's over number 6 that has been bowled. And we can see the return of Zahir Khan. Faf du Plessis can have a little bit a more spread out field, and he'll be looking to keep on taking wickets. That is what they're going to need to be successful in this SA20.
Oh, again, it's like Donovan Ferrara isn't reading the ball either. The batters are missing it, Donovan Ferrara is missing it, and that's a very important part of being a wicket keeper.
The other thing, obviously, Donovan Ferreira hasn't kept to Zahir Khan, so he doesn't know the full bag of tricks. And so you'll get misses like that and slight mistakes like that in this warm-up. But hopefully by the time SA20 arrives and they go to Gqeberha, they'll be well-versed and like twins.
Yeah, it'll be very important. These two need to spend a bit of time together in the nets as well. Goes for a big shot. But Erasmus just inside edging that one onto his own boot. And so Khan just trying to find a good area here. His first over was a bit expensive, but it looks better so far here. That one gets a hand on it, but they will be getting through for a single. Thrown in the middle of the pitch. I don't think the umpire would enjoy that one too much from Lewis de Ploy. You see the field now with a deep mid wicket. It's coming a bit squarer now with the square leg coming into the ring. There's also a man. Oh, sorry, it's the left-hander on strike. So there's a deep cover on the boundary. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket, and long on and long off. Short and wide. Just able to reach that one was Jan Freiling.
Yes. Zahir Khan dragged it down a lot. But the good thing for him was by the time he reached the bat, it had no pace at all. And Jan Freiling couldn't get anything onto that ball.
Oh, it's well bowled. Big appeal straight in front of the stumps, and that is the end of Gerard Erasmus going back to one, turning back into him, and trapped right in front.
Namibia lose their third wicket. Now as Gerard Erasmus goes back to the hut. He played some really lovely shots while out there, but missed the straight one coming back. He was hoping it would go on with the arm, hoping for the googly, but he got the traditional leg spinner, and that was the one that took his wicket. And unfortunately, when you play late, that's what that might get you. That's what gets you in trouble.
Yeah, this is what you can get from leggies. That aren't always the most consistent, but they are threatening. They are wicket takers, and it's Jean du Plessis coming in here for Namibia, formerly from well, not formerly, he still plays for the SWD Badgers, Garden Route Badgers.
What is it? It's the 6-gun grill Garden Route Badgers. As you can see with that helmet, but let's look at that wicket again from Zahir Khan. A lot quicker through the air and standard leg break. Couldn't pick it out the hand. Gerard Erasmus was playing for the googly, and it was too late for him to bring his bat down and prevent himself from getting castled. Gerard Erasmus is out for 19.
Yeah, Namibia mixing things up a bit here. Jean du Plessis came out to open in the previous match. His brother Arno du Plessis also playing for Namibia. This is his first outing, well, second match, but his first stint for Namibia. Interesting to see how he goes here, and if he is an option to potentially go to the T20 World Cup mid here, he wouldn't mind being able to represent the national side.
Yes, and remember, he can still represent South Africa as Namibia still have associate nation status.
Whips this one to mid wicket. A bit too full from Zahir Khan, so doesn't have to worry about which way the ball is turning, and it ends a successful over.
Namibia are 58 for 3.
Here we have the scorecard up and running now. I can tell you that Van Lungen, he was dismissed for 12. His opening partner, Kotsia, made 13, with Erasmus looking good for his 19 before falling in this last over. The two men at the crease right now is Jan Freiling and Jean du Plessis.
Yes, it's a good practice. It's good time for the Namibian coaches, Pierre de Bruin and Albie Morkel, to see Jean du Plessis, who's had a great start to the 2023-24 domestic season with the Garden Route Badgers. Scored a double century, the only man to score a double century in 4-day cricket so far this season. And then he went on with back-to-back hundreds. Well, 100 in the same game, and also 100 in the SAA game against the West Indies.
That was because it's India.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and so he's also on the South African radar, and now he's in the Namibian radar.
He's indeed up to very experienced Imran Tahir. Just plays it with soft hands into the offside to run a quick single. Hopefully you guys are not as confused as I am with players wearing the same number shirts on their backs, but
just look to me, and I'll tell you who it is.
I'll have to take out my binoculars here, make sure of who the players are. Imran Tahir running in, a flatter one out of the front of the hand, bottom edge, and straight to Zahir Khan at short third man, or 45 on the offside.
Look, and you can see the plan for the CSK leg spinners is to bowl the googly and surprise them with the leg.
Oh, this time leg side-ish. Umpire having a look whether it came off the legs, and it did. And so getting away with that one is Imran Tahir.
Yeah, that was the leg. That was the leg break. And he's been bowling stock googlies, but now he's coming around the wicket.
Yeah, around the wicket. It's interesting tactics. So, but down leg side, and it evades Dayan Halim at short, fine leg, and it goes to the boundary for 4.
Dan Khalim getting flat-footed there with Imran Tahir coming around the wicket this time, but he pushed the ball down the leg side. He was hoping for it to straighten back into Jan Freiling and possibly even get some sort of a top edge or go through the gate, but missed his length and his line out, missed his line most importantly. And
Floated a bit fuller this time from Tahir. Just punched into the outside by Jan Freiling.
young Ronan Harman there, lots expected from him. Rookie selection for the Joburg Super Kings. Is a Johannesburg native, has played for the home franchise here known as the Lions. Lots of promise. SA under-19 player as well. Just exciting young batter. One of the few that are coming through in South Africa.
Reverse sweep from John Duplessis. Well implemented, but again a good stop by Zahir Khan running to his left to end the over. End of over number 8, and Namibia have moved on to 64 now for 3, and
Yes.
going at a good rate.
Imran Tahir excited by the reverse sweep there from Jean Duplessis. He thought he could have been in there had he missed that ball. So good to see the Joburg Super Kings employing their spin twins now and trying to put Namibia under pressure in this warm-up game.
Yeah, MI Cape Town did the same type of thing last year with Rashid Khan, and I'm trying to remember, it was Wakar Salam Keel, I believe,
Yes,
for them.
the other Afghanistan leg spinner.
Oh, that's well bowled. Push it one through a bit. Didn't get up as high as Jan Freilich might have expected, but it is that low arm action.
Yes, it is that low arm action, right? And normally with some leg break spinners, the ball comes up above the eye line, and you let you allow the batter to come forward. Whereas here, Zahir Khan is darting them in.
Oh, takes the edge and just past that Imran Tahir at slip. I don't remember ever seeing him at slip, but there he is, the 44-year-old, diving away to his left, and is just out of his reach.
And I'd never thought I'd say Imran Tahir at slip, but I'm saying it now. And if there was another slip fielder, it would have probably been taken. However, what a ball from Zahir Khan. It was a lot quicker. It was the traditional leg break. The Namibian batters are not picking them up. Freiling was looking to play it down the leg side, hoping it would straighten, but it got the edge and missed the slip.
Again, beautifully bowled, taking some pace off that one, turning away from the left-hander once more.
Could this be a foreshadowing that Imran Tahir could be fielding at slip for JSK? Faf du Plessis hasn't decided to take him away. Now he does. Ronan Herman coming in. No, it's not. Dan Khalim is the slip fielder now coming in.
Yeah, it didn't take too long. We might never see Imran Tahir at slip again, but hopefully we do. Good entertainment. Tries to dig that one out is Jan Freiling, but Zahir Khan on the money here.
Yeah, I'm loving the pace that he's bowling at. He's not slow. He's pushing the ball through, and allowing the wicket to assist him in causing some confusion for the batters.
The shorter, this one turns back in. Appeal from Donovan Ferreira for stumping. The umpire not enthused by that appeal, and I'll just quickly rectify the bails there. Will Dayan Khalim.
Great glove work from Donovan Ferreira there, who is probably fielding to Zahir Khan for one of the first few times, so he's still getting adjusted to that.
Again, beating the outside edge, but turning it both ways. Jan Freiling not knowing which way it's turning, and it is the end of the over. I believe it's over number 9, and Namibia are 68 for 3.
Yes, Zahir Khan having figures of 2 for 18 right now. Remember, he bowled in the power play, and that's also something that Faf might want to have in his back pocket going around the country. He looks like the type of spin bowler who can bowl in the power play. And it is risk and reward, but he's a wicket taker, it seems.
Yeah, he is, and I'd love to have this duo bowling together down at the coastal venues and at Paarl, with the pitches turning a bit more and even a bit slower. But here at the Wanderers as well, it's a lot slower than it used to be, and we did see spin being very effective here last season.
Nice, Doopy. Extra. Yeah, thanks.
So here, his field is just changing for the left-hander again. Now this man out at a deep cover region, deep point sweeping. It's also a deep mid-wicket, a long on, a long off, and a deep square leg. Goes through that offside this time, and another single to the total.
Yeah, it's just missing a little fuller in his length there, and enabling Freiling to get off strike easily and bring in the young Jean du Plessis. There's an intriguing battle in the previous over between Tahir and du Plessis.
Pushed through again. Half appeal from Tahir. Shy at the stumps on a non-striker's end. Well done there by Ferrara. Quick to get rid of that one, but unable to hit the wickets. And du Plessis also not finding life that easy against the spin twins.
Yes, interesting couple of moments there. Missed stumping, the throw at the non-striker's end with the late calling, but that will happen. It's early season.
Full toss, but straight towards the man at long on. Du Plessis will want to impress here for Namibia. Try and put his cap in there for the World Cup later in the year.
Yes, most definitely, Lana, and he's obviously getting used to everybody. It's the calls, it's the understanding down in the middle, and also just getting used to the setup.
Putting his length back this time is Tahir. Bowling very accurately, as you always expect him to do. This time he has a man out at deep mid wicket, long on, deep square leg, and also a long off and a man sweeping on the offside boundary. Goes full and straight to the man at cover. And Namibia unable to really get things going here against Imran Tahir and Zahir Khan. So 72 for 3.
Yes, 72 for 3 after 10 overs, 11 overs, and was Joburg Super King side just going through the motions, getting themselves in, just getting themselves familiar with each other and what skills the bowlers can bring. We're going to see a new bowling change soon. Remember, we probably might not even see Moeen Ali today, who is the other bowler for the side. We're going to go with another spinner right now in Carl Simmons, the man who plies his trade in the Western Cape for Western Province. Has taken quite a lot of wickets so far this season in the one-day cup as well as the 4-day series. Great pickup last year for the Joburg Super Kings. Played a couple of games for them, and now he'll be hoping to show what he's made of here after he's seeing the spin twins of Khan and Tahir.
Short and pulled straight to that man at mid wicket. Carl Simmons did a very good job for the Joburg Super Kings, coming in last year for Aaron Pangiso. We haven't seen so far today. Also a very handy batter is Kyle Simmons. Plays for Western Province and represented them well there. Down the leg side and slog swept onto that grass embankment, the short boundary, the thin air, and Jean du Plessis making use of both.
That was just truly short, not the best ball from Carl Simmons, not the best start of the over from Carl Simmons. It's really short. Duplessis getting underneath it, and look at that small boundary. And we have a few fans in the stand, and they are finally getting practice. They also need practice for the Betway Catch a Million.
Catch 2 million it is this year from the start. It goes over extra cover, but it doesn't get all of it. Squirts away to that man at sweeper region. So yes, clean one-handed catch in the crowd, and you can get your share of 2 million.
Yes, you can get your share of 2 million. That's why some of the fans are out here looking to get some practice. If you want to get practice, get down to the Wanderers.
Oh, it sounded like it took a bit of pad there down the leg side, or glove, and the umpire isn't signaling anything, so it did take a bit of glove or bat down the leg side. Ferrara not able to collect that one, but a difficult one as it was darted down the leg side.
A better ball in terms of length from Carl Simmons. Hopefully he just keeps it up, then the line will come.
Again a slog sweep, but towards that man at mid-wicket, but it falls in front of Faf du Plessis.
You can see that in the team discussion, Carl Simmons was one of the players the Namibians had earmarked as, this one needs to be attacked.
Again too short. This one's pulled in the gap and is racing away to the deep square leg boundary for 4.
Jan Freiling with a great shot there down the leg side. Played it also quite late, but using the turn to place it expertly in between the two fielders there at the backward point on the leg side boundary.
Yeah, not the best first over there from Carl Simmons, going for 13 runs, dragging it short, bowling on the leg side as well, and he'll look to rectify that soon. And we'll see another bowling change. David Wiese coming on from the caller drive end this time.
Yes, the Joburg Super Kings just giving everyone a run. Interesting to see what David Wiese can, what assistance he can receive on this side, on the caller side of the ground on the golf course. And he bowled really well. Those slow ball Yorkers and being able to extract the bounce with the lower pace and be able to just play with the timing of the Namibian batters. They're not being able to hit him cleanly, largely due to that lower pace.
Yeah, heavy stacked field on the leg side with a long on deep mid wicket and deep square leg. There's also a man out at third man, as well as a sweeper on the cover boundary. Short and a cut away to the man at point, looked like Sips Makanya, and yeah, he was that wildcard pick last season. Didn't have a lot of opportunities thus far for the Joburg Super Kings, but he will look to make his mark.
Yes, and that's what he's hoping for, just a longer run in the side and to become an important player.
Short. Tried to pull that one away, did John du Plessis, but just getting a bottom edge.
You know, you also want to be that guy the captain will want in the side, knowing that with all the all-rounders they have, that if the team is being selected and he's like, no, I want David or Romario there. And it's in games like these where you can show your skills. You can show that, you know, you're in a good run of form, and you can do what the captain asks of you.
Definite opportunity for him, and also an opportunity for these batters with the mid-off up in the ring, but worked into the leg side for another quick single, and they'll have to start putting the foot down here. Well, Namibia have a good partnership going here between John du Plessis and Jan Freiling. Jan Freiling has moved on to 22 and John du Plessis is on 9.
That is what the Namibians need to do, just start moving up the gears, right? Looks like they're still in gear 2. They need to start increasing it up. They still have a lot of wickets in hand. Lofty Eaton, Arno du Plessis, Zane Green, you know, and Trimpleman also can bat.
Oh, takes the edge as he slashes outside the off stump. It goes past the man at gully and all the way to the third man boundary for 4.
You're not going to be too worried or too angry about that. Slightly wide. Freiling freeing his arms. On another day, that goes straight into that short third man's hands.
Yeah, Imran here will be certain to make you believe he's more of a fly slip or a deep gully. Having come from the slip against Zahir Khan, he looks like he's in an attacking position there. Bit too wide this time from Visa, but just left go. And not too impressed with that one is Jan Freiling. He was expecting the umpire to call a wide.
Yes, he was expecting the umpires to call a wide, but even then the ball looked too good to let go.
Yeah, that is an interesting decision this far into the innings for Namibia. They need some big shots here. They haven't really used that short boundary that much. Still open for them. Could walk across his crease a bit. Oh, full toss, and again, not putting away what's being offered to them.
Yeah, Jan Freiling will not be happy with himself in his last two balls. Luckily for him, it's the end of the over. Normally, 2 dot balls will create a lot of pressure, but now he gets to sit on the other side and watch Jean Duplessis also bat, and for him to just sit with his thoughts there, because that wasn't a great end to that over.
Yeah, it really wasn't. Visa will be happy with the way it ended, though. And Joburg Super Kings look like they will continue on with Kyle Simmons despite his first over going for 13. And we'll have a commentary change as Umfendulo Makubane will join me here for the final few overs of this innings from Namibia. We're trying to end off with a bang. They're currently on 90 without loss, and that's after 13 overs, so the 7 overs still remaining. Welcome, Umpendulo.
Thank you for the welcome, Werner. We welcomed with yet another single in the game, which is something that Freiling and Jean Duplessis have been doing. Pity that they lost their top 3 order, but either way, the way that Jean and Freiling have been working this partnership, they wouldn't be too mad.
The platform is laid here to try and launch, really take on Kyle Simmons. He does come down the wicket, he misses it, and he is stumped by Donovan Ferreira without much of a fuss. And he was just getting stuck a bit, was Jan Freiling, and he departs for 23.
Never gonna get an easier stumping than that for Donovan Ferreira. Just right onto his gloves. An easy miss from Freiling, looking to now start expanding that scoring rate. As we just talk about the partnership, it falls. He gone for 23 now, and Namibia on 91 for the loss of 4.
Yeah, another particularly quick innings from Jan Freiling, who faced 26 deliveries for his 24. And there's another new man coming to the crease to join Jean Duplessis, who will need to take the responsibility now. As we see, it's Zane Green coming to the crease.
It's now 4 wickets gone, and it's again that top order. A nice thing is that they all have chipped in with some sort of contribution, but of course they would have wanted more than just 12, 13, 19. 23 from Freiling, not too bad, but now the duty falls onto Jean Duplessis, because we know that he's a good batter. He's represented South Africa A, and in that match scoring 150, though it was first-class cricket. Now we need something different from him. He needs to take the mantle for the team and push it forward from this 91 for 4.
Yeah, Duplessis definitely has the game. I remember a couple of seasons back in the CSA T20 knockout competition, he was particularly effective at the top of the order and got SWG off to quick starts, and so he'll need to kick on here.
Carl Simmons, after going for quite some runs in his first over, he'll be happy that he's gotten some reward. They were going to attack him still, and that is the value of getting that happening for you. The value of the spinner is that they'll want to take you on, and that is where you get your chances.
Bit over pitch, but just able to dig it out as Zane Green, wicket keeper for Namibia. Just a cloud in front of the sun right now, but it's a lovely day out here at the Wanderers. Too short from Kyle Simmons, pulled in that gap. Running the first one hard, but good fielding there by Romario Shepherd.
Also seems like Green slipped a little bit after he reached the non-striker's end, thus making the second just a little bit tougher to come by. But tighter lines here from Kyle Simmons. Big risk of having that leg side so close to the right-hander, but the value in spinning the ball away from him should make that a little bit harder to access.
Gets that one almost in the block hole, leaving no room for Jean du Plessis to manipulate.
Did make a mistake in his last over where he drifted to the pads on a good length and got smacked into the embankment. Doesn't want that again.
Yeah, Jean du Plessis will be eyeing that short boundary on the leg side. This time back to cut it. And again to that man at the point. Pushing him is Jean du Plessis. Very quick running, and he does well to get back. Never should have been a 2, but a very quick running by him. And it ends over number 14. And Namibia have moved on to 94 for 4.
Extraordinary running, but that also tells the story of how big that offside is when you're coming from the golf course end. A regulation single, but there's so much time for the ball to get to the field and such a long throw as well from the boundary that they were able to steal the second. And they now change this bowler for over number 15. Dayan Khalim returns.
Dayan Khalim started off well earlier on when he opened the bowling. He bowled just a 1 over, conceded 6 runs. He has been used in this type of role, similar role for the Titans in the past, where he just bowls the 1 over at the top and then comes back for 3 overs at the death. Quite an experienced death bowler for the Titans domestically, and the Joburg Super Kings might look to him for more of the same.
Shows the trust also that Faf du Plessis has in him to give him all of that work at the back end of the innings. Shows the variation of skill that he may possess as well, does Dayan Khalim, because bowling 18 consecutive balls in T20 cricket where they're looking to attack you is not an easy feat.
Indeed, this one full and straight. Punch to Faf du Plessis at mid-off, and they do get through for a quick single.
Loving the intensity here from Jean du Plessis and Zane Green. Constantly looking for 1s, constantly looking for 2s, and to just put the JSK rather fielders on their toes. And they seem to be winning that battle. It's just a pity that they're consistently losing these wickets, which hold such a valuable key in them amassing a big total.
Yeah, with Faf du Plessis in the ring at mid-off, don't be too surprised if Jean du Plessis tries to give himself some room to go over that mid-off region. Short boundary on that side as well, over the covers. And he does give himself room, and he does play it over mid-off, and it goes all the way into the stands for 6.
You warned us, Werner, not to be surprised, so I didn't gasp too much air when that ball left that bat. Dancing down the pitch, meeting the ball on its pitch, and right over the top. It's a short boundary, but the stand still equates to 6 runs.
Yeah, not the ball his captain would be wanting. It's a tricky one to bowl to if you want to go Yorker lengths, because if you miss your length, that is an easy shot, especially for a technically correct batter like Jean du Plessis. The field remains unchanged, so we'll see what the tactics are here by Dayan Khalim. The field is set on the leg side, so preferably you'll have to be aiming for middle and leg stump here. Goes over the wicket, and he tries to lap it, and he does so successfully, does Jean du Plessis. Very well played. He knows the lengths that Dayan Khalim is searching for. Dayan Khalim might have expected him to give himself room again, but this time he walks across his stumps.
Technically correct, but also showing that he has some creativity and can play outside of the box, literally stepping out of the box, going across his stumps. Wonderful awareness from Ferreira, or rather from Jean du Plessis, working those wrists magnificently, aligning himself with the ball and just peddling that away for 4.
This time gives room, tries to go through the offside, but finds the man at cover. And Dayan Khalim clearly has a plan here to go for that Yorker deliveries on the stumps, and Jean du Plessis trying to manipulate the field.
The issue here for JSK and Khalim is the fact that it seems like JDP is reading the length very early and reading the lines early too. So whenever the ball is straight, he just gives himself that room outside that leg stump to open that short offside field, as you can see it right there. Nice big gap for him to aim for.
Coming around the wicket now is Dayan Khalim. Nicely bowled on the stumps. Quick single, shy at the stumps, but safely home. John du Plessis looking for a potential second, but it's not on, and that brings Zane Green back on strike. It also moves John du Plessis' score up to 27. He's the one guy who's looked good so far here today for Namibia.
It's on him to take it on. It's on him to work with the batters who will be coming in. But also, that doesn't shift the responsibility from Zane Green to play his part. If there are those deliveries to get away, smash those babies. If they are not there, try as much as you can to rotate the strike and give it to Jean du Plessis, who seems to have gotten his eye in now.
Looks like we might have a change of tactic here. More short deliveries potentially with the field set. It is shorter into the wicket, straight to the man at point, but they get through for a single, targeting Imran Tahir, who is not the quickest these days anymore at 44. So at the ends over number 15, and Namibia have moved on to 107 for 4.
30 more deliveries remaining in the innings now. Jean du Plessis on 27, Green still preserving the strike to start that final phase of the game. This is where you're looking to see, can we at least go at 8 runs to the over and try and say hello to 150, as we are currently on 107 as Namibia. But now the question is, can they be able to preserve those wickets, considering the fact that now they're bringing in an option in the spinner which is capable of taking such wickets?
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a late call by Faf du Plessis, asking Zahir Khan to come back into the attack. And he has bowled well, been slightly expensive at times, but he's taken it 2 wickets. And I say he's been expensive at times, but in between they've been unable to read him. So his 3 overs have only gone for the 17 runs. He's taken 2 wickets. And so into his final over here. And will Zane Green be able to read him is the question. Doesn't matter as he tries a reverse sweep straight to the man at point. There's also a deep point out on the boundary, a deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on and long off as well. So Zane Green looking to go square off the wicket there. Into the wicket, goes for the sweep shot, goes under the bat. That low arm action of Zahir Khan is quite deceptive.
Seems like there's a bucket loads of twos on that leg side with all of the fielders just 5 meters away from the boundary. And then there's a juicy gap through the covers with the ball spinning away from the left-hander. That might be something that Green might look to target as well.
Does go for a sweep, he goes across his stumps, struck right in front, and the umpire raises his finger, and the Joburg Super Kings will be ecstatic with how this over has gone so far. That's 3 balls without a run, and it is a wicket of Zane Green, and Namibia fall to 107 for 5.
Seems like a premeditated shot that from Zane Green. Playing it whatever the line, whatever the length will be. Playing that on merit if it just stands straight. It's an easy push down the ground. And it seems like he's been searching for that leg side constantly. So Zahir Khan just continuing with his work of attacking those stumps, and he gets his reward. And he beats the man on length, pace and line as well to bring the 5th wicket down.
Yeah, Nicole Lofty-Eaton, the new player coming to the crease. And Namibia are jam-packed with left-handers and left-arm pacers in particular. You won't see too many teams with 4 or 5 left-arm pace bowling options. Lofty-Eaton, also a left-handed batter to replace the left-handed Zane Green. I think his role would be to give John du Plessis as much strike as possible. Du Plessis is already on 27 of only 19 deliveries. Comfortably the quickest scorer here for Namibia today.
What a valuable addition to Namibia he's been just for this performance. Looking to see if maybe he could qualify for that World Cup, maybe. It will be interesting to hear what his ambitions are with this move of representing Namibia currently.
He might want that international honours play on the international stage. Might feel this is his best path at the moment. Though he did very well for the ACA side against India. So possibilities are still there and open for him. This one a googly by Zahir Khan. Back into Lofty Eaton, gets off the mark immediately and is able to get John du Plessis on strike.
That's his role with just 2 balls remaining. What can JDP do here? Ball will be spinning into him now as the field spreads out on the leg side. Cow corner, long on, square leg.
Might be eyeing up that short boundary with a slog sweep again, as he did previously. This time length not there for the sweep, and he just works it into the leg side. And still 4 overs remaining after this, and Namibia will have to get going here. Try and get past that 150 mark at least. It's 10 and over from here. Should be doable.
It's important to note that the JSK batters will not be sitting low when they start their batting.
Goes for the reverse again, takes the bottom edge, and it is an appeal, convincing appeal by Zahir Khan. Oh, the umpire signals out that it is leg byes, in fact, so he didn't get any bottom edge on that one.
Looking to trick all of us here is Lofty Eaton, reversing his sweep down to that vacant third man boundary, but it counts for nothing, almost costing him his wicket rather. We see the end of the over. 110 runs are on the board for Namibia, and they'll see Lofty Eaton now having to face the veteran Imran Tahir.
Yeah, Faf du Plessis switching things up here, bowling the spinners late in the match, and they haven't been easy to get away here. And so into over number 17, Dayan Khalim out of the attack. Imran Tahir back into it. He'll be coming around the wicket here to Lofty Eaton, looking to dart it into those stumps. And there is a man out sweeping on the offside. There's also a deep mid wicket, deep square leg. And it's pulled hugely onto the grass embankments, and no chance for any of those youngsters on the field, on the grass embankments I should say, as it goes over their heads for 6.
Lofty Eaton takes it on. Veteran you are, skillful you are, I will not be intimidated. Goes down on one knee and picks up Tahir right into that grass embankment. It sounded good, it looked good, and it looks good on the scoreboard as well, as they go to 116 for the loss of 5.
Yeah, right in the slot, that one will be going again. Goes for another reverse sweep. He looks like he enjoys that. What good running by John du Plessis, making his crease in time and getting his opportunity to try and take on Imran Tahir.
Lofty Eaton seems relatively comfortable on the sweep, whether it's conventional, whether it's reverse. He hasn't made connection with the reverse sweep, though he may try. Jean du Plessis, we've seen a conventional shot over the top. We've seen a fancy one pedaled over to the fine leg boundary. What arsenal will he use against Tahir?
Flatter and drives that one wide of the man at cover. It's parried, and they will be able to get back for a second. Bit of sloppy work there by Kyle Simmons, not collecting that one cleanly. Lofty Eaton's played 44 T20 matches, and he has a higher score of 74, strike rate of 118. But he's shown his ability already here with that 6 against Imran Tahir. He's also a very handy bowler, and we did see him bowl in the last match. Big slog sweep by John du Plessis, but it's a huge boundary out there, and running around to take that one comfortably is Lias Deploy. And so that is the end of John du Plessis, just as Namibia were hoping that he will get going here to fire them to a decent total here at the back end, and he goes for 30 of 21.
Was looking to take Tahir on, taking him on against the spin as well, and with a star-studded lineup, JSK, you'd expect them to be magnificent on the field, regardless of where positionally you are. It's Lewis Deploy, the Englishman, who takes a catch whilst on the run. Turned out to make it look very easy, even though it wasn't the case. And it's 6 down for the Namibians.
Yeah, that one was high into the air, going for the slog sweep, taking on that huge boundary. Maybe not advisable here today unless you are really backing yourself to clear it. But there is a short boundary to work with on the other side. as Lofty Eaton showed us earlier on. It's Ruben Trimpelman who's at the crease right now. Very talented left arm pacer, and we'll probably see him opening the bowling later on. Did well in the T20 World Cup a couple of years ago, and he grew up in the area, did Ruben Trimpelman. He played around here in the Gauteng area before moving across to Namibia to represent them. Well, looks to work that one down the ground, takes the inner half of the bat, and another single. Imran Tahir enjoying his time out here at the Wanderers, back in South Africa again.
And he just has one more ball remaining now. Just gone for those big 6 runs. His first 3 overs for 12, but in return getting the wicket of Jean du Plessis. So this is a good outing here for Imran Tahir. How will he be able to close it off?
Again tries to go for that short boundary, and just trickles to the man at the short third man position. That's buys signaled by the umpire. So again, not cleanly collected by Donovan Ferreira, something they will have to work on going into the main tournament. And it's Namibia who've moved on to 121 for 6 at the end of 17 overs.
A good spell from Imran Tahir. 4 overs completed, 22 runs, 10 of which came from his final over, thanks to that brilliant shot from Lofty Eaton into the embankment. Wanted to do it again to send him off in his spell, but he could not. Luckily enough for the veteran leg spinner. And here is not Sam Cook, rather it's Lazard Williams. He'll be looking to get into the wickets as well.
Yeah, Lazard Williams started off the day very well, bowled the 2 overs for 15 runs, got some nice bounce. He did bowl from the cooler drive end, now coming from the opposite end, the golf course end. And he'll be bowling to Lofty Eaton, who's eyeing that leg side, but it's stacked with a deep fine leg, deep square leg, deep mid-wicket and a long on. So, and there's also a man sweeping on the cover boundary, but expect Williams to be in at the body of the batter. And this one is quite full, and worked too fast to see at cover.
Trying to make getting under the ball a bit more difficult to Lofty Eaton. What we've seen is that he doesn't mind going under it, especially at this phase of the game with just 17 more deliveries remaining. So Lazard Williams was looking to dig that into the block hole. He will continue looking to do that. It's very hard to hit those, especially if it's going to bowl it outside that off stump with that massive field where it must be aimed for by Trumpelman.
Looking to make a field change there on the offside. So here coming around to an interesting position, also almost a catching position on the ring, almost a deep third slip. And also a short third man in the ring. Outside the off stump, just punched too fast to see at cover. And they will rotate the strike again, get Lofty Eaton back on strikes. Probably the role for Trimpelman here. And good job so far by Lazard Williams, getting that ball nice and full, targeting the stumps. He'll have a vital role to play for the Joburg Super Kings in the SA20 coming up. And he has bowling partners in Gerald Coetzee and Andre Berger as well. Both have made their international debuts in the last year. There's one very high as he dug that one in short, and it is called wide by the square leg umpire.
Exactly what I had in mind, especially at this time of the over, this time of the innings as well. Lofty Eaton is looking to go big, and Lazard Williams now has to showcase a little bit of variation. His pace is exactly what Lofty Eaton is looking for, so removing that will get him wanting.
Down the wicket, goes over covers, and wide off point to the boundary for 4. That is the short boundary. It took no time to get there.
Went in a flash. I heard 2 bangs as if it was a double gunshot, but that is how quickly that ball rocketed into the boards. I actually thought it was 6 runs the way it flashed away so quickly. But that is exactly what Lofty Eaton wants. He wants that pace on the ball. and he created even extra momentum and more room for himself to free his arms over the offside. Extraordinary batting.
Yeah, that was well played. That was right off stump. The amount of room he gave himself, he was able to get that angle. This time standing still, whipping it to the leg side in the gap. A huge boundary again. They should be able to come back for 2, and they do.
The leg side is guaranteed 2s. Just making sure that you split the fielders. They have to run in. They have to go at an angle that gives you enough time to make a run as the ball travels, and also get enough time to make the second run as the ball is being thrown in, given how far it is. Because if it was any other field there, Werner, it was probably going to be an opportunity for a catch. But it's so far away that Lofty Eaton sees no problem in playing that. It's good batsmanship.
Indeed, very good batting. Madoff is also in the ring as a potential option. He goes for the reverse and he executes it brilliantly. That short boundary is not very far away and it goes all the way for 6. That's so well played by Lofty Eaton.
That is just glorious. There's no other words. He does it with such smoothness. It's as if he's playing in his own timeline. Everything just slowed down as he reversed his angle and smashed that over the top. A risk-free shot if it's executed perfectly with third man up and with backward point up, free space in the boundary. Great shot for 6.
Again gives room. This time Lazard Williams follows him, gets it into the block hole. That's well bowled by Williams.
Getting some damage there, Lazard Williams. Getting some real damage. But the last ball, he just had a final jab back to end the over. He has one more remaining. The question is, will he be getting a chance to bowl it with Lofty Eaton now moving up to 22? We'll wait and see. 18 overs have been completed. It's 137 for the loss of 6.
Yeah, Lofty Eaton still the key man here to finish things off well for Namibia. Opportunity to maybe get towards that 160 mark, give their bowlers something to bowl to. Ruben Trimpelman himself out there, he'll assess conditions. He'll be ready to come out with the ball later on. Romario Shepherd being handed the ball now from the call it drive end, and it looks like he'll be coming around the wicket to Lofty Eaton. Bit of a discussion with his captain. Captain's asking deep square leg to come into the ring. There's a deep mid wicket out, deep extra cover, a deep point, and a deep long on as well. That deep extra cover coming into the ring now. Faf du Plessis asking him to hold back. So there's a deep mid wicket, long on, long off, deep cover, and a deep third man as well. Coming across the crease, targeting that short boundary. That also means that the fielder doesn't have a long way to run, and he keeps it down to 1.
Very friendly with the knee is Lofty Eaton. Whether you're bowling pace, whether you're bowling spin, look at him. Even if you're not bowling, he's friendly with the knee on the ground. Shadow batting, hitting real bats, hitting for 6s. Imran Tahir just misconnecting with that one. And Trumpelman again, like you said, if it's there to be hit, hit it. But if the 1s and 2s are there, grab them.
Down the leg side and a wide. And then Namibia will bank that. And Trumpelman looks like he just wants to get Lofty Eaton back on strike, which is not a bad option, seeing as how well he has been going so far.
And also just making it harder is Shepherd rolling his fingers over that ball, looking to remove the pace. Short 45 in Zahir Khan is there, but I don't think it's close enough to negate a single.
Shorts and pulled into the gap. Should be another comfortable 2. And they are trotting back for that second.
Every day of the week, every minute of the day, every second of the minute, you will take those 2s. If they're there to be grabbed, especially with the ball coming back into him, just ease it down there. You'll get these 2s. There's still 4 more balls remaining. That's a guaranteed 8 runs if you continue doing so. But if it's there to be smashed, you know what to do.
Very short this time and very slow off the wicket. Bit of a slow ball bouncer there from Romario Shepherd, but well controlled by Trumpelman. And another 2 to the total.
It could be an idea to just risk it and pushed the players a little bit further up from the boundary. Getting a big hit to go over that boundary, you give it to the batter because it must be a clean hit.
Yeah, you can see both deep mid-wicket and deep square legs aren't on the boundary. They are about 10 meters or 8 meters off the boundary. Short again, pulled in the air. It's running back is Zahir Khan at a short fine leg, and they'll come back for yet another second run.
Just chipping away at it, nice and easy, chipping away at it. Zahir Khan is not the quickest man, and that is so hard to find. Like you were saying, there's clouds in the sky, Werner. That ball just feels and looks like a full stop as you try and gauge it, especially if you're not on angle. Tough one, but it's yet another deuce.
Another slow delivery, this time a bit of a leg cutter by Romario Shepherd, and it's just pushed out to the long on man, and it brings Lofty Eaton on strike for the final delivery of the over.
A clean hit this time, straight to the man at long on. Done a good job here, has Trumpelman pushing the score now to 146. Want to end it off with a bang, having the leg side all for him to try and smash over.
Around the wicket, will he use that angle? He tries to, but doesn't quite get it. Tries to whip it through with his bat, almost MS Dhoni style. And it ends the over as Namibia moved on to 147 for 6. One single over remaining.
Showing his wrist work there is Lofty Eaton. Was fancy looking. Got me just taken aback a little bit. It's unfortunate that he didn't get the clean connection, but he'll enjoy the fact that he will be on strike against Lazard Williams. He really took him on in the previous over. So now can he close it off in the same style? And more for Namibia, can he take it over the top?
Yeah, 13 runs to go to that 160. I think they should be aiming at. With the short boundary on the offside, you might see Lofty Eaton giving himself room. He might even try that reverse lap again. And it is very big to the leg side. If you do hit it there into the pocket, easy twos. But mid-on is in the ring as well, so that's a definite option. Both mid-on and mid-off. So Lazard Williams can't too full unless he gets that Yorker length exactly right. He doesn't, but again hit into that gap by Lofty Eaton, again coming back for a second. This one is very tight, and he just about makes it. Not the strongest throw from the boundary from Romario Shepherd.
And on his returns, on his return run, Lofty Cheek, he just bumped into Lazard Williams and almost didn't make his way back.
That's good running from him. And 5 balls remaining to try and make an impact. He's moved on to 26 for only 13 deliveries, going at a strike rate of 200. Try and give himself some room. Hit bowled hard into the wicket, and following him is Lazard Williams, and they'll just take the single.
Fire with fire, combustion, all of that. The fire seizes. That's what we just saw. Fiery delivery, looking for fiery shots. They cancel each other. But that single does bring up 150 runs for Namibia. It's taken them 19.2 overs to reach this landmark. But it's not the end. They still have those 4 deliveries. And that 160, as you said, Werner, might be on their sides.
Yeah, you have 4 deliveries to try and manufacture that, but it is Trimpelman on strike, so the Super Kings will enjoy that. Bit wide from Williams and called wide by the umpire. Going for that wide Yorker. The practice match is exactly that. Try and practice your death bowling skills here. Batters trying to practice their death hitting as well.
Good idea that from Lazard Williams. Not the easiest ones to get away those. Not the easiest ones to get under. Let's see how he replies.
Again tries for that wide Yorker. Full toss this time. Only able to get it down to third man, Ace Trimpelman. That brings the dangerous Lofty Eaton back on strike.
It's what Namibians will be wanting, just those 3 deliveries to be in the hands of Lofty Eaton, who's currently on those 27 runs. Lazard Williams will be looking to pitch these deliveries and pitch them within the parameters of the playing crease.
Calling long on into the ring now is Faf du Plessis, just in time. Short delivery and lets it go, does Lofty Eaton. Not something you'll see too often in the last over of a T20 match.
Taken aback, probably hoping, please call it a wide, please call it a wide. Not coming from the umpire. So that not delivery valuable to JSK, because these are the moments where you start calculating as a batting team what we need to do and what we'll be chasing down.
Goes for that reverse lap again and again, beautifully executed by Lofty Eaton. He seems very adept at that shot.
Reading the length very quickly as well, just getting into position in a flash. Lazard Williams is not the slowest of bowlers, but reversing that angle opens up, surprisingly enough, width for him, and then he's able to just free his arms a little bit and it goes over the top. Risky shot having the man at short 45, but he makes it work, does Lofty Eaton.
Risk and reward here in T20s and backing himself, and it seems he's more comfortable with that than your orthodox shots. And that man going back to the third man boundary. Oh, beautiful Yorker again under his toes. He's looking for a single, but Trumpumhan was not interested as well at any point. And it ends the Namibia innings. They end on 156, mostly thanks to Jean du Plessis. He made 30 of 22 deliveries, and then Jan Nicol Lofty Eaton with 31 of 17.
A decent score you'll look at as Namibia at 156. They batted out their overs. It's a baking hot day. JSK will be looking to come in here with Faf du Plessis. Lewis Deploy will be looking to make his mark, having not played in the previous match. And again, Donovan Ferreira will be looking to show what he needs to do to chase down these 157 runs.
Yeah, the Joburg Super Kings using it as a practice match. He used 8 different bowlers today, and the only ones to bowl out were the 2 spinners of Zahir Khan, who took 3 wickets. He took the most for JSK. He took 3 for 19, and Imran Tahir, who took 1 for 22. We'll be back with you shortly. It's just a quick break between innings, and we'll get the action straight back to you.
Welcome back to the Wanderers for this warm-up match in preparation for the SA20. It is the Joburg Super Kings against Namibia's national men's team. The Namibian national men's team looking for preparation to go to the World Cup. They came first in the Africa T20 qualifiers, and they're looking for games, and they're here in South Africa to help prepare the Joburg Super Kings in their quest for SA20 glory. First innings, the Namibian team scored 156 in their 20 overs, and the Joburg Super Kings will be hoping to get that. I think my colleague Mpendulo Magubane will tell you that I don't think we think it's a par score. I think it's slightly lower than what you should be getting here at the Wanderers, but it's still a competitive total, and let's see how it's going to unfold. Mpendulo, how are you doing?
All good, all good. And as we watch this match, normally the Wanderers known as a fast pitch, hard pitch, and we are in the Highveld, so the ball travels for miles. That's why we normally see big scores, and none bigger than the first World Cup 200 plus, and Arnaud du Plessis will be bowling to Faf du Plessis. Faf du Plessis looked good in that first match, scoring 26. What can he do here today?
Left arm seamer is Arnaud du Plessis. Offside predominant field in this power play. Long boundary that he's bowling towards across the right-hander. First start ball out through the boot. There, inside edge onto the boot with this quick single. Faf du Plessis being called in by his younger partner, Ronan Herman.
It's a good ball to start off from Arnaud du Plessis. Smashing it into those block holes. Exactly what you want to start the innings with.
Yes, the Joburg Super Kings will be looking to get partnerships going, combinations going. This is going to be an intriguing one with Reza Hendricks also available as an opener, giving the youngster a chance to bat with the captain, Faf du Plessis, who's played over hundreds of T20 games. Short ball in. Ronan Herman rides the bounce, but well bowled there by Arnaud du Plessis, using the pace and bounce here at the Wanderers.
Strangely enough, it looked like the ball didn't come on to Ronan Herman as quickly as he thought that it would. He was looking to pocket that for a single, getting a thick edge, but he's still out there reading the pace of the game.
Good thing about that ball was the line into the body there, and it just doesn't give the batsman room. And first shot in anger to the short boundary, down the ground for 6.
Opens up that body. You're talking about him targeting the body, Arnaud du Plessis, and then Ronan Herman opening himself up so beautifully. There's no one covering that deep mid-wicket area. That's exactly where it goes. And even if he was there, it's into the stands for 6.
Yes, you saw that replay came down the wicket, making it a half volley, and the short boundary is around about 40 to 45 meters. So the crowd that's brewing there is getting ready for some Betway Catch 2 million practice. And this time Ronan Herman goes straight drive, but great fielding there from Captain Gerard Erasmus at mid-off. No run for the Joburg Super Kings, but young Ronan Herman has shown that he also wants to be in the discussion as to who gets to open with Francois du Plessis.
100%. And given the fact that Reza Hendricks scored a beautiful 42 in that first game, he has big shoes to fill in Ronan Herman.
Nice little pull across the line. Not necessarily the intended place to go, but you can see a lot of premeditation in Ronan Herman's play, and especially with the trigger movement with the feet. It's still early doors, and he's trying to impose himself on this Namibian attack.
Ball not as quickly from Arnaud du Plessis, so it just has a touch more time to play it, and we're going to see this more with the much more skillful and much more experienced Faf du Plessis.
Full toss driven through extra cover, but only a single to end the over. 9 off the first over. The Joburg Super Kings are off the mark.
Good chatter from the Namibians, riling up their fielders, riling up their bowler. Decent start in 9 for no loss. Just going for that 6 was a beautiful shot from Ronan Herman. And Ben Shikongo now from the caller drive end will look to see if he can tighten things up just a little bit as he readies himself against Faf du Plessis.
Yes, we've been talking about how much of a good practice it is for both sides. JSK getting a practice against a team that's going to the T20 World Cup in the USA and the Caribbean. Namibia themselves just getting games under their belt. They've come out of the T20, Africa T20, where they played a whole lot of games. I think it's 10 games that they've played, and they were unbeaten on all of them. And now they've come out of that. They're in 2024. The World Cup is in April. They need to get games, and what better way than against the high quality opposition from the South Africa 20. The Netherlands are also in the Cape doing the exact same thing the Namibians are doing, because they too are going to the World Cup. Ben Shikongo starts with a full banger straight at that off stump, driven out by Faf du Plessis back to the bowler. He's here to make a statement of intent, is Shikongo.
Definitely still a young man as Ben Shikongo, just 23 years old, bowling to a man who's in the twilight of his career but is playing as if he's just hungry for more runs in Faf du Plessis. And what a good test for young Shikongo here to test out his skill heading on to the World Cup.
That is driven. Don't need to fetch that. Don't need to chase that. That is beautiful timing from Faf du Plessis. He bats with a bit of an open stance, and that enables him to play that through the line, and he played that really well.
Oh, the timing is just exquisite. It's not a shot that you'd go out and teach to a young man. That is a shot that you just learn over time in understanding your game and how to make even good balls like that from Shikongo look like easy money.
Good running down the leg side. The two in the middle will get back comfortably. 4-2. Great calling from the young Ronan Hanman, who is seemingly interested in making his older partner run a little bit more.
Definitely, given the fact that also the leg side field is so massive for Faf du Plessis to make usage of. We saw that late partnership for the Namibians, just nabbing two runs on that big side. It's a good start to just back up the boundaries here for the JSK.
Yeah, so ring field, the fielders outside of the ring are on the leg side at square leg and mid wicket. And both of them will be brought into this as the JSK take 2 more. If you're going to stray down the leg side, it'll be easy pickings, which is something that the JSK bowlers did not give the Namibian side. They were on the money, bowling to the plans that they had set out. Ben Shikongo in the last 2 balls, just letting that wrist fall a little bit, and Faf du Plessis just taking all the runs that are on offer.
The issue now for the Namibians is that when they are coming down to the leg side, there's a big gap. And so Faf du Plessis has been running up and down and loosened up his laces a little bit, so he's looking to get that tightened. If I was the Namibians, I'd just tie it with the other shoe so that they stop these 1s and 2s that are going to be coming here.
I'll refer you to the preamble of the laws of cricket, also known as the spirit of cricket. It is a friendly. It is still competitive, but we're governed by the spirit that governs the law. Ben Shikongo's line still a lot straighter and easy single for the Super Kings.
See, that single would have been there, but I'm lying. Spirit of the game comes first.
It's great sportsmanship, and that's what we want. There's no. I don't know if there would be any bad blood between Namibia and
Win
JSK.
at any cost, Simpo.
No.
The score is 18.
But
for
also
no
do find it
loss.
funny. I do find it funny that Faf's shoelaces seemingly within the space of 10 minutes have now decided to unravel. And so, yeah, final ball of the second over, Chikongo to Ronan Herman. Nice little drive. Also very eager feet from Ronan Herman, who looking to find the gap on the offside. Had he not moved, I think he would have found the gap. But Chikongo with a ball that stopped a little bit on the pitch, and a single was taken there. 10 off that over, 19 without loss.
Good start from both Du Plessis and Herman here. 11 for Du Plessis and 8 for Herman. And that running between the wickets will be so critical. But here in this warm-up game, as they gear up for the SA20 here, the JSK in their home ground, the Wanderers Stadium. Such going to be a good confidence booster for them to get runs under their belts, to get comfortable. But the Namibians don't want that to happen, so they bring in Lungameni, the left armour, to replace Arnold Du Plessis.
Tangani Lungameni, who also is one of the guys and one of the players that Gerard Erasmus will be looking to come the World Cup. Left arm seamer coming from the golf course end. First ball down the leg side. Not the start you want. It is going to be called a wide by the umpire.
Especially given the fact that it's on that leg side, which is extraordinarily short. Rather have Lungameni get that wide out on the offside, have Herman at least trying to reach for it, or at least for him to just make small adjustments in bringing it back. Because if he bowls one on the pads again, it's definitely going to fly.
This one nearly went through, a bit of a bat there to stifle the LBW appeals. Lungameni now finally bowling to his field. He's got 5 fielders on the offside and 4 on the leg side, which is requiring him to bowl it on that off stump line, be a little bit straighter. I'm even saying bowl it just slightly outside that off stump to engage this wide expanse on the offside, that if you go middle and off and middle, you might find yourself in the stand. So good ball first up from him. And there we go. It's short and hit over the stands for 6. That one was just all length. And he had the line, but the length was too short. And with that short boundary, just a little easy.
Beautiful shot that from Faf Du Plessis. He'll hit it any day of the week. Just standing up on him on a table, and he takes it on. And it is the length that is important here for Lungameni to get right. He beat Herman on length. He didn't know, do I go forward, do I go backwards? There was easy pickings.
He just needs to push it a lot fuller outside that off stump and get Faf Du Plessis driving. And he's not doing that. He's gone short, but this one skied in the air. Gerard Erasmus has asked for nobody because he's the guy who's going to take the catch. He is the Iceman, and Lungameni gets a wicket. And the captain of the Joburg Super Kings has to go back for 17.
He was looking to go on to the attack. Faf Du Plessis is a man we know likes to assert his dominance into the crease, runs down the track. Like we said, there's just been a thing where the ball is not coming on as much as we think that it is. Faf Du Plessis not getting to it, the top edge, and it is an extraordinary catch from Erasmus in the deep.
Yes, an extraordinary catch nonetheless. Yeah, the ball didn't get to Faf Du Plessis as quickly as possible, and that induced that top edge. Gerard Erasmus expertly. He's done this multiple times. He's done this on the biggest stage. He's going to lead Namibia to their 3rd consecutive World Cup, and you can see all the hard work that they've put in.
And just losing that wicket was Faf Du Plessis in preparation of what is going to come for the JSK. Of course, here they whistle for Jersey on the 11th of January. They'll be starting off away from home, but they'll be here on the 13th. And the Wanderers, when they play Paarl Royals, it's going to be a sequence of games right up until the 6th of February, playing each team twice until we see if they qualify for that semi-final spot.
Yes, So lots of cricket happening here at the Wanderers. There'll be 5 home games. So please do make your way down to the Wanderers. Get your tickets in. You're going to see some quality T20 cricket. This is probably, arguably, you don't have to fight me, the second best T20 tournament in the world. And we have the Hungarian international, Lies Duploy, getting ready to face up to Lungameni. Down the leg side, easy pickings for the left-handed Lies Duploy. Quick single taken there. He was a find for the Joburg Super Kings. They were looking for a middle order batter. They couldn't find one. And Lies Duploy put his hand up. He had a masterful 70-odd knock here against, I think it was, the Capitals that led the Super Kings to victory. They called him back in for this season because, again, they're trusting him. He's not normally known as a T20 specialist, but somehow when he wears the yellow of the JSK, he becomes what they need. Oh, that is more down, pitching down the leg side. Had a gone. Oh, and another shot the stumps. Very, very close. Ronan Harman was very confused.
Lofty Eaton was so close to smashing those stumps. Running hard was Ronan Herman, and if he hadn't made it, if that ball hit those stumps, there was going to be big questions for the umpire to make a decision, but it does make it home nonetheless.
Lungameni on the money with that ball. The only thing was that it pitched outside the leg stump.
Almost a double whammy for JSK there.
And end of that over with a dot ball. 9 off of that over with the wicket of the captain. The JSK are 29 for 1 after 3.
That's the prize for Lungameni. That's the prize. Getting the wicket of Faf du Plessis, who was looking to go on the charge, losing it for 17. And the issue here also is that you look at the batting lineup for JSK, and it's such a good team with Hendricks coming in next. Ferreira needs no introduction. Even Vesa and Khalim can hold their own.
Yeah, and the question for the JSK management is actually where Lies Duploy will bat in this lineup. You also have Sponello Makanya, who can also come in into the middle order. They've got Donovan Ferreira. You don't want to keep him too late, but you also want to hold him for probably the final 10 overs. And so Lies Duploy could be the guy that glues up that innings at first drop or even at 4. So the other question obviously is, where's Rezo Hendricks going to bat? He can bat at 3. He can also open. We're seeing the first bowling change. Captain putting himself on. Gerard Erasmus with his off breaks.
He wants to have a sip of that middle order himself and give the questions for JSK. He'll be coming down that caller drive end, bowling to Ronan Herman is Erasmus.
Yeah, 35 wickets for Namibia. Coming around the wicket to Ronan Herman. Ronan Herman with the happy feet finding Lofty Eaton at a cover. Offside predominant field, 5-4 with a catch at mid-wicket and 5 catches all around the ring on the offside. Reverse sweep and a miss from Ronan Herman. He was looking to try and access that short boundary, but Gerard Erasmus saw that and pushed it quicker.
Was trying to go there by fire by force, and good bowling from the captain in reply there.
And then finally the youngster decides to take the single, which is the safest and most conservative option.
Still a lot of cricket to go. Still in the 4th over. They need 117 runs to win from all of these allotment of overs and deliveries. So just suss out the bowler, see what he does. We know how dangerous spin bowlers are in T20 cricket because we look to attack them so much, and that creates opportunity. But now it's even worse with the ball spinning away from Lies Duploy.
Oh, man!
Gerard Erasmus to Lies Duploy. That one was darted in straight at the stumps. Lies getting tested in his defenses. Cut over the inner ring. Will it make it to the boundary as Arnaud du Plessis looking to chase it, but he can't do it because The Wanderers, always known for that quick outfield. The ball kept him in the race, teasing him. And Arno du Plessis failing at the end. 4 runs.
Just too short, too wide as well, that from Erasmus. Easy pickings for any batter of any caliber, especially that of Luce Duplo, who spotted the gap so perfectly. That's a really good shot.
Go.
Another one cut through the offside. Leus Duplo enjoying that extra width, and he results in another 4 back-to-back 4s for the JSK and Leus Duplo.
It's showing that it wasn't a fluke. Wonderful wrists, just playing the ball down and guiding it in between a different side of the gap into the covers. That's how they end that 4th over. The score is 38 for the loss of 1.
Yes, 9 runs off of that last over from Erasmus. Of all the 4 bowlers that Namibia have used, 3 of them have gone for 9 runs, and 1, Shikonga, has gone for 10. So Gerard Erasmus is going to be looking to try and bring down that economy rate, create a little bit of pressure. A couple of dot balls can bring a wicket, but you need to find a way to put pressure back onto JSK.
And by doing that, they are looking to just keep changing the bowlers. They're not keeping them settled. They're coming back to Arno du Plessis, still on the same end, and he's the one who went for 9 runs, part of that crew that you're talking about. And here, like the idea from Erasmus, just keeping the batters on their toes. And this is the creativity you look for in trying to get those wickets.
Yes, and if you look at this time, right, so from the golf course end, 5-4 field, but the man at square leg is in, but the man at mid-wicket is on the boundary, and you've also got mid-on on the boundary. So the plan is to bowl full and straight.
Wide.
He bowls it full and wide, and the umpire obliges as well.
Too wide. He was just a little bit too greedy, trying to keep the man from freeing his arms onto that leg side. We've seen Ronan Herman smash one into the stands already from this position. So looking for him to go to that offside where there is some protection.
And there was a bit of a plan there to get Ronan Herman to play a cross-batted shot, but the plan didn't go as well as he finds the gap between the cover, conventional cover, and the catching cover, who's a lot square, who's a lot tighter. And Ronan Herman had to fetch that. And he managed to get that to the boundary for 4.
So close to the plan working. Like we're saying, there's a slow nature off to the surface, so hard to time the ball well. And the man who was standing at extra cover in Freilink had a chance if the ball was anywhere closer. So good idea.
That's a full toss, and it is a bump ball straight to the fielder at point. No run there.
It's very nice when your field backs you, and every time they have a good fielding effort, you know, you get the team speaking again, especially after having a couple of 4s hit off their bowling. Just want your bowler to feel like there's a weight that is pushing him to bowl even better.
Feel like a short ball's incoming. And this one is mistimed. Can it be caught? And it just evades Jean du Plessis at mid-wicket there. Mistimed shot there from Ronan Herman, who comes through for 2. Beg your pardon. It was at extra cover. He was looking to play it to mid-on, but he manages to get it to extra cover. It's all that two-pacedness.
So difficult also for Jean du Plessis to get under that ball. Was running behind him, running a little bit too hard. That full delivery almost creating an opportunity there.
Down the leg side off the pads. And umpire will say that came off the bat. So a run to JSK and to Ronan Herman. Score goes to 46 off with 1 ball left, or 2 balls left in the 5th over.
Batting rather at a good pace here at JSK. If they continue batting at this rate, they will be able to reach that final score within the 20 overs that they have here. So it's a good steady pace, good way to start, and Ronan Herman on 17 looking good.
And that's something to watch out for whoever's watching and the fans out there. Just the pace at which JSK keep on batting. Down the leg side, he's found the gap on the leg side. It'll be a really big chase for the fielder, but it will make its way to the boundary for 4 more runs. Les Deploy has come out here looking like he's timing the ball expertly.
It's a great shot from Lewis Deploy. Working those wrists, it's absolutely difficult to work that away. It's a good delivery from Arno du Plessis right into that block hole. And what a very stylish way for that 50 to be brought up for JSK by Lewis Deploy.
There's that short ball, mistimed shot from Lewis Deploy, and it'll go to mid-on for a single 51 for 1. Lewis Deploy played in the recent European Cricket Championships for Hungary, which is also an associate nation. Remember, the ICC, and it's a T20 tournament, and the ICC have given all nations T20 status, so all those internationals do count. And he's been playing for Hungary through an ancestral visa, but he has also had a great career in county cricket, and now he's here in South Africa. Also another Garden Route Badgers player for the past 2 seasons in the franchise cricket, similar to Jean du Plessis.
Very hungry he is to play cricket.
He must be very hungry for runs if JSK can do this. Because the thing with JSK last season was they had a very explosive start with Hendricks and du Plessis. And then after that, it seemed to fall off a cliff. And so that's what I think they're trying to do, just to maintain that high scoring pace throughout the innings, to enable the guys like Ferreira and Shepherd at the back end to then take that total to greater heights.
Hello, Jafrans now comes down from that corlet drive end. And he's going to be looking to tighten that so that they aren't being able to score those runs. And they want to see Ferreira come in as soon as possible so that he's out as soon as possible. It's going to put them in good stead.
Reverse sweep over the inner ring, and it will be a 2 bounces to get to the fence. Great shot there from Lewis Deploy. Helauja France. It was another card for Gerard Erasmus to try to find a semblance of control. Hasn't been able to. Namibia have just been leaking boundaries at every time. There are good balls, but surrounded by those good balls, you've got boundary balls. Lot fuller and straighter. Quick single taken from Lewis Deploy. Good calling between these two. And that's the other thing about warm-up matches. A lot of the players in the T20 leagues haven't played with each other in a while or ever. And so games like these are important, especially in the middle, just to, have the conversations, have the combinations, and get the calling right. Is it a body language call? Is it an audible yes, no? And those are the things that also need to be ironed out.
Working in those partnerships too, so that in a match situation how you and your rest of the teammates bat around each other too.
Around the wicket, Ronan Hammond was looking to play that reverse sweep shot, but it missed everybody. And it will roll all the way to the boundary for 4. Not a great sign for the wicketkeeper.
That even shocked Green, the wicketkeeper. Ball was flying out of the hand of Jafrans. He had no time to react. The shot from Herman also throwing him off. Could have gotten a feather on that, Herman, if he wasn't careful. But it's 4 runs to the team as they go to 60.
Helauja France been playing for Namibia since 2007. Oh, that's a risky shot, but he played it so well. The trap is there, point and cover, waiting for the ball. And Ronan Herman puts it right in between.
Phenomenal timing. Measurement to the tee to know where to pull that ball. Had to reach for it. The ball was so wide. But that's the width that you use to guide that ball to that very short boundary.
Another square cut, quick single misfield, enabling the JSK to come back for 2. Can they take 3? And they decide against it. with that short boundary, but a very expensive over, a happy over for JSK because 11 runs come off of it. Helaya Francis first over for 11 runs. The score now is 66-1.
Just missing out there, Kutza, slipping over the ball. It runs through. Eaton, or Lofty Eaton, is just there and thereabouts in the field. Just the ball missing him for a few chances for a catch. That slash from Herman, he was there at cover, but it ran away for 4 nonetheless. It's 66 with the team now needing 100 or 91 runs rather to win JSK. And with 91 runs to win, Freilink comes into the attack to bring in more control.
Yes. Jan Freilink coming in to the attack. One of the many left arm seamers Namibia has. This one's up. Oh, missed out, up in the air over the wicketkeeper. It's going to race away to the boundary. And great fielding from Trimpelman in the deep.
Working in fielding partnerships. Risky. The ball just bouncing a little bit too much. There's something about playing cross-bat shots in this particular surface that is costing the batters. They're almost the case, but getting a healthy enough edge for it to almost go for 4.
That short length is problematic today. And another short ball down the leg side. The Namibians would be okay with that because they've now discovered the length that is the one that most likely get them wickets. And they're looking to bang at it. And that's probably why Freilink is coming in. He is one of those bowlers who can find that length and bowl it over and over again. There you go with another short ball down the leg side. Looking to try and get Leus Deploy caught with the 3 fielders on the leg side. You've got square leg, deep mid wicket, as well as long on.
There's a man also standing at the short 45 there as he walks across Leus Deploy. He tightens up the angle. He's also just there waiting.
Another one on the offside, lot fuller. Easy run for Leus Deploy to get to the other end of the wicket.
Just the line was letting Freilink just a bit off there. The ball sliding down the hips of Leus Deploy. Those will be decent deliveries now if he's bowling it to Ronan Herman. He still has 4 deliveries in this particular over.
Nice easy single on the offside for Ronan Herman. Good calling as well with the fielders in the ring. Not creating much pressure for the Kings pair. It feels as though JSK are in firm control. Nothing is causing them problems apart from that shortish length. Another top edge behind the keeper. Off of that shortish length. Interesting choice of shot from Leus Deploy, but they get another single.
It's coming closer and closer towards green. First one went far away, almost going for 4. This is the one. The second one, almost just getting the wicket keeper. Very tentative shots to try again.
Oh, he stopped on that shot. He was looking to take it to cow corner. And then somewhere in the middle there, he decides to stop. Some good control from Ronan Herman to rein himself in there.
Taking pace away from the ball as well, Freilink. There's already a slow surface. It's taking the pace away. It's never going to reach Ronan Herman in time. Just left the bat hanging there. Now, even with the power play gone, with the fielder spread, that's why we're getting so many of these singles, so many of these gaps as well, away from the inner ring.
Let's deploy walking through down the wicket, and it goes straight to the keeper. This time won't be called a wide. End of the 7th over, 74 for 1. And we're going to have a commentary change. Van Erasmus, as you look at that ball down the leg side. Let's deploy, trying something creative, just didn't work out. Van Erasmus will be the next voice you hear at the next voice you hear as we have a commentary change.
Score is at 74. Loose deploy. He's there. Don't be fooled by the Simmons that is on the shirt of his back. Jafrans has the ball. Herman is currently batting. Werner has the microphone.
That I do. So exciting to see one of those rookies picks up an ASA 20 auction, Ronan Herman.
And it's just now it's going to be those times in the match where you start picking your gaps, making those ones and twos, and that's the value of having such a strong power play, which is what they had here. The JSK scored 67 runs in those 6 overs. It's exactly the starts that you're looking for.
Yes, it is exactly the start you're looking for, and it's set themselves very nicely for this chase. And Lewis Deploy will be aiming at that short leg side boundary now.
The idea with the ball spinning away from him is to just give width from Jafrans to counter that, rather give those runs on the offside. Because if he goes to the leg side, he will be flying away into the embankment. What an extraordinary shot from Lewis Deploy.
Yeah, as I said, eyeing up that short boundary and beautifully executed. Too full from the front with that type of flight right into the slot, into that swinging arc of Lewis Deploy.
Too easy. Now he's reversing his stroke. There's a man standing at deep backward point, and that's just going to be a single.
Yeah, Ronan Herman himself has tried a couple of those shots so far, hasn't managed to lay bat on it. I have seen him hit a few of those in his younger career, and he's very good at that shot.
As you are talking about it, Werner, he doesn't just take it for 4. He takes it all the way. He is listening to you, and he blesses us with a beautiful of a shot.
Don't know what's going on today. I don't know which shot I should call next, but it's great execution from Ronan Herman there. And as I said, he is very good with that shot, and with the short boundary, it is a good option for him.
That length also from Piquet France, a little bit dirty, too short. Again, just easy to work with. And because of that long boundary, he is in trouble. The calling has put them under the dirt, has JSK. And the man who will be buried is Ronan Herman, who decides to just give it away because of that calling. And that is an unfortunate way to lose a wicket.
Yeah, it is indeed. He called for that second one. He first said yes. John, Lewis Deploy was too far off in the pitch already, and Ronan Herman realizing his error and sacrificing his wicket, and it's the right thing to do. It is a practice match as well. He's already made 32 runs. Good innings from him, showing very good promise. Also the other keeper for the Joburg Super Kings, so if they decided they want Donovan Ferrara as a bowling option as well, which he is a very good option, they can play Ronan Herman, so he didn't do his chances any harm today.
Definitely, especially getting a pure connection, just the ball before would have lifted up the spirits of the faithful and JSK as well. The intensity of him wanting to run, he would have made it home if he was determined and just carried on with his run. But he's found lacking, and that is what you call a gentleman's wicket. Just seeing that he made the error, and Duploy is going well as well, so you don't want to put him into trouble. It's 89 for the loss of 2.
Yeah, we see a new batter coming to the crease, and it looks like Wayne Madsen. Even if the scorecard says Imran Tahir, I can promise you he's not coming in at number 4.
The people who are in the stands are baffled. Like, whoo, there's still Hendricks, there's still Visa and Ferreira. But now the rightful thing has been done. Wayne Madsen is into the crease. It's a great shot to start it off. It's a short boundary, trying as much as he can, Trumpelman, to stop that. It still makes its way over the fence.
Yeah, inviting that shot too wide there by France and put away comfortably. 2 very expensive overs, but the 2 overs going for 30 runs. And the Joburg Super Kings are flying despite that run out in the over. They're on 93 for 2 at the end of 8 overs.
The spin is where they're making their money here are the JSK faithful. 30 runs from your front, and what a brilliantly timed shot from Wade Madsen. You'd say that he's a man who's been there for a couple of deliveries or more, but he just leant onto it, using those wrists well. And now we see Lofty Eaton coming into the attack.
Yeah, Wayne Madsen has bucket loads of experience, has done very well in the Vitality Blast in the 100. I just have to check, but I think it's 38 or 39 already. Being picked up at this stage of his career shows exactly how destructive he is. The type of force that the Joburg Super Kings were lacking last season in the top order.
And the makeup of this JSK team is incredibly interesting, with some seasoned veterans in. Having the likes of Imran Tahir and Aaron Pangiso.
See, Wayne Madsen's 40th birthday was a couple of days ago on the 2nd of January. So 40 years old and coming out to the SA20 to show what he can do.
And the thing is, like we've seen with that first run from Loose Deploy, we're going to see a lot of running, especially with the leg side being opened. And what I like most from the Namibians now, after getting that run out, they're so much more intentful in cutting down those 2s into 1s. And because also of that run up, the JSK are a little bit tentative in calling for those runs. As you can see, they're running in. That's nothing but an easy 2 because it was wide off the man.
Yeah, Wayne Madsen plays for Derbyshire. Plays county cricket for them. Still playing first-class cricket as well is Wayne Madsen. Not a lot of 40-year-olds you'll see playing first-class cricket. And in September still making 2 scores of 93 in 1 match.
It's in these day and ages, actually, Werner, where you are seeing most athletes elongate their careers, where a man who's in his 30s, or even a player who's in his 30s, mid-30s, lower 30s, maybe even considered that they're still in their prime, some even entering their prime. Big appeal from Lofty Eaton, but the umpire is uninterested, instantly walking away. That's because, without a signal from him, it was bat first.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing that saved Leah's deploy there. And with this, the leg side boundary is short now for Wayne Madsen. Still new to the crease, but we do know he's a very destructive batter. And he might be eyeing up that boundary as well.
Oh, Werner, this one is not the right call. I was about to ask you for lotto numbers, but it's an easy single nonetheless. He was eyeing the leg side, actually, and he got 1 through the leg side. Maybe I might ask you for lotto numbers indeed.
Yeah, we've seen Les deploy enjoy those switch hits as well. The same one as Ronan Harmon employed in the last over. And he goes for a regular sweep this time. Past the man at fine legs, racing towards that boundary for 4.
Easy as you like it. Lungameni could not reach that. He's left-handed, it's hit onto his right. It's 2 straight from Lofty Eaton. Argue that it's even down the leg side. Easy pickings for Loose Deploy, especially given the fact that he's on 32. He now moves up to 36 from 19 deliveries. It's 9 gone. And what a very stylish way for JSK to bring up 100 runs as they're on 103.
Yeah, moving along very swiftly out of Joburg Super Kings, and it looks like Rasmus is handing the ball to a new bowler right now. after France went for 30 in his 2 overs. And it is number 10 coming in. And let me just get that name for you. It is Sean Foussier coming into the attack right now. He's a right arm medium pacer.
For sure here, bowls well-controlled deliveries. We saw him in that first game. And he starts off pretty well with the man standing at sweeper. Power play finished 3 overs ago. They have 5 fielders circulating the boundary line. They choose to make use of a deep square leg, a cow corner, long on, long off, and your sweeper. So they are going to be bowling straight. They are going to be asking for him to take him on that leg side, but it's too risky. So he will be probably, well, that's what we want to see, what he's going to do. That's why we watch the game. Going across the left-hander. Not easy to take those over to the leg side.
Yeah, it's well bowled by Fouchier. That's exactly what Namibia will want from him here. It's an easy run chase really for the Joburg Super Kings. Namibia weren't able to put on there enough runs. They only need 5 runs and over from here. So, but seeing as it is a practice match today, will be testing themselves, try to get it as soon as possible.
Yeah, run.
Just 52 runs to win, now 51. With so many overs to go, it'll take a miraculous capitulation of this batting lineup for Namibia to stand a chance. Yes, there's nothing in store for any victory of this match, but boosting that psychological feel in the team and in yourself as a player is such a good thing.
Down the wicket is Leas Ploy, but unable to find the gap this time.
Oh, looking to charge down, looking to create something are the JSK, but also there is no rush because Sean Fouchier has bowled brilliantly. It's a great start to this over. Like we said, there's going to be immense control from his right arm.
Yeah, good bowling change by captain Gerard Erasmus.
Up into the air, there's a slight chance. He was undecided on whether to go for the catch or stop for it, and because of that, he was left in between, and the ball continued on its journey into the fence.
That's a tricky one with that one landing on the practice wickets, and you never know how it will bounce from there, and it got more bounce than he was expecting.
No chance for Lungameni, who had to run from the cover sweepers as well, and trying to stop that. It quickens up also after it pitches onto that practice pitch. But it don't need a practice pitch for this one. What you need is an elevator to go grab it. It was nearly into the second tier of this Wanderers Stadium, but it goes into the stands for 6.
Yeah, wonderfully picked up by Leas Deploy, and Fouchier just doesn't quite have the pace to trouble him, so he doesn't mind sweeping the paces, does Leas Deploy.
Great shot, that is right on his arc. Not the fastest bowler, Sean Fouchier. So he's able to climb on to that as Leas Deploy, a man of his caliber, will take on anything that is on his arc. It's 116 for 2 halfway through the innings, with the JSK now needing just 41 runs to win.
Leas Deploy racing along on 47 of only 23 deliveries, finding they're going very easy out there. And Wayne Madsen himself will look to get going here and put on a good contribution.
The top order, decent contributions. Faf du Plessis will feel he could have done more with 17, but you understood what he was doing. Was trying to see what it would be like if it just went on all guns blazing in a warm-up game. Still would have wanted more runs. 33 for Herman. Now deploys on 47. Currently non-striking as Tangier Nilungameni has the ball.
And back into the attack, his first over, he picked up a wicket and only went for the 9 runs.
Just pickpocketed for a single out in the deep, shorter boundary will just be 1.
Yeah, interesting. interesting field dimensions here today for a practice match. You really have to understand which side you are batting from here, because it's an easy pick up sixes on leg side currently for the right-handed, but on the other side of the wicket there's easy twos, so it's an advantage for the batters both ways. But if you bowl to your field, you can also use that long boundary, as we saw with the Joburg Super Kings innings earlier on in the day, where John du Plessis tried to go for a six over that long boundary but found it too far away.
Beautiful bowling that from Lungamene. Looked as if it came from the back of his hand. Just lowering it down through the air. Could not read that deploy.
Yeah, that was wonderfully bowled out of the back of the hand, and he even gripped a bit, almost like a leg cutter, and too early into the shot was Leah's deploy.
Wonderful start. Deploy currently on 47, looking for that half century. Lungamene wanting his second. And what a good showcase of skill. That is an extraordinarily difficult ball to deliver. That one is easy to dispense with. Not a good follow-up ball from Lungamene. Stands up to the hips. Loose deploy. Continues batting. And for that receives his half century.
Yeah, wonderfully played by Elias Deploy. He's looked comfortable all day. He was excellent for the Joburg Super Kings last season, and it looks like he plans on taking that form into season 2 as well.
Wonderful shots from Deploy to bring up his 50. 51 now on the board, and they need just 36 more runs. Sliding it down the legs, looking for a block hole on leg stump. Wide ball called.
Yeah, we were just praising Lungamene for that slower ball, now just losing his shape a little bit and making it easy for Elias Deploy. And even though it is a long boundary, if you hit the pockets here, the outfield is so fast, it tends to run away to the boundary.
Good looking shot. Full face of the bat. Cover sweeper in Ben Shikongo denies a boundary.
And Wayne Madsen only on 11 so far, but he's only faced the 7 delivery, so he hasn't had a lot of opportunity to go for the big shots. But I'd love to see what he has in store for us here.
Lungamene will have to make sure that it does not drift to the pads at all. He is on the very shortest side of the short boundary. If it does stray to the pads behind square. Remember the dimensions here at the Wanderers. The square is not necessarily in the middle of the oval. It's slightly on an angle. So that fine leg boundary is shorter than what you'd expect.
Yeah, just about catching in time that they had too many fielders out on the boundary. Otherwise it would have been a no ball. So they called the long off into the ring.
Last thing you want is a free hit in this situation. You want more of that. Good bowling with nice control, hitting that back of a length. It's risky to go big when there's such lack of pace. And they just take one to end over number 11. 120. Well,
yeah, we still have a ball remaining because of the wide earlier in the over. So Lungamene will have to bowl another, and we'll see how he finishes. Those extra balls can be very costly.
Technology. What a friend. Good shots that, though. He's making friends with the boundaries, Lewis Deploy. Whether it's a slow ball, whether it's a quick ball, he'll take you away. And that's 4 to end the over.
Yeah, so often that happens that the extra ball goes to the boundary. It's well placed by Lewis Deploy. Wondering if they might retire him out. And they will. They will indeed retire him out, having batted so well. This is a practice match. Looks like they will give an opportunity to Sibonelo Mokanya.
Good stuff from Lewis Deploy. 56 runs, retiring out. Sibonelo Mokanya dons the yellow of JSK, coming down from firstly KwaZulu-Natal and then up to Centurion. And now for the SA20s here as Lewis Deploy departs and Makanya joins Matson.
Yeah, good knock by Elias Ploy, being clapped off the field. And I suspect we won't see somebody like Donovan Ferrara batting today after having that good innings in the first practice match. And so giving the other batters an opportunity, a bit of a run out. And we see that Lofty Eaton will come back into the attack.
Wrist spinner. He's only gone for 10 runs. Oh, he'll want something less than that for this follow-up over. He'd actually want the big wicket. Almost creating that opportunity with the reverse sweep from Matson, finding the man at the 45.
Everybody seeing this short boundary as an opportunity today. I don't think Namibia used it as well as they could have in their first innings.
It's up into the air. Great catch from Kutsa. It seemed like it was going to go over. He had eventually made it look way too easy. Like a boss, he walks in to give a clap to Green, and that is the dismissal of Wayne Matson, looking to be fancy.
JB Kotze waiting for that one. Wayne Matson trying it the previous ball as well. He knew that it was probably coming towards him. He was waiting ready, and he sticks up a hand and grabs that one.
Wonderful stuff. That is a good wicket for Lofty Eaton. When he comes in, that's what he wanted to do. Looking to take advantage also of that short boundary, as you have said. But that time just being the demise of Wayne Matson. That brings in a new batter for JSK as they are on 128 for the loss of 2.
Romario Shepherd coming to the crease. He's done well for the West Indies of late, really maintaining a high strike rate, hitting some big sixes, and that's what JSK will require of him throughout the tournament, finishing innings off with a Donovan Ferrara, with a David Wiese, to really give him that striking power at the back end.
Just bowled 2 overs today. Wasn't used as much as you'd normally find Romario Shepherd being used. Now wants to showcase his skill with the bat. One of the highly sorted T20 players around the world, such are West Indians. But he might be in big trouble with the very first ball, and he has been given the finger to walk back where he just came from. Departure of Romario Shepherd through the hands of Lofty Eaton.
Yeah, Shepherd not looking too impressed with that. He says he got an inside edge onto that one. The umpire not agreeing and giving him out, and he has to walk back, and so much for a practice run out in the middle.
Well, even in a practice match, you can't withdraw your wicket and say you don't want to go. But Romario Shepherd walks away unhappy, believing that he has an edge. But who has the upper here is Lofty Eaton, who's now on a hat-trick.
Yeah, Lofty Eaton won't mind that. Bit of a change for the Joburg Super Kings, and is David Wiese coming to the crease. He also only had one ball that he faced in the previous match, going for a golden duck, also LBW if I remember correctly, so he'll look to rectify that here today.
Well, if history was to repeat itself from the last match, it would be the same. If history had to repeat itself from a ball ago, it would be the same. But for the JSK and for David Wiese himself, playing against his playing nation in Namibia, he'll want to show that he is a good belonging in this JSK team.
Yeah, David Wiese quite tall, long levers, used to play for the Titans locally. You see some big sixes over at Supersport Park, and has since played T20 cricket around the world. Played in the Pakistan Super League, he's played in the IPL, he's played in the 100. Lots of experience has David Wiese. Hat-trick ball.
Might be the one. Big shouts from Lofty Eaton. And he is left distraught, believing that that was my hat-trick against JSK. But it is not to be the case.
Yeah, he looks very disappointed about that one, but he was very lucky with the previous one. So you win some, you lose some as a bowler. And even if he thinks this one is out, it's not to be. As the umpire says, David Visa, you get another chance to bat on.
How the coin quickly flips. It was Shepherd who was crying the last ball. And now conceding a single against the new man, David Visa. Lofty Eaton is the one who was left distraught with his first delivery to the tall man.
That's center.
Interesting news coming through from the SA20 is that apparently Kieran Pollard is going to captain MI Cape Town. And as far as I know, he was going to go to the ILT20 after a couple of games. And now it seems he is going to captain because Rashid Khan is unavailable and he's still recovering from his injury. And so it might be that Pollard will be sticking around longer than we were expecting.
Well, my Cape Town having a nice addition into their lineup. And as we were talking about those West Indians and their value to the T20 game, having been double T20 champions, they are very much sought after. Romario Shepherd losing his wickets in this particular innings. It was that, though, that denied Lofty Eaton his hat-trick. Oh, so close. But it's not the case, as they see a brilliant bowling change here, JSK. Ben Shikongo returns.
Just having a look at the replay here. It struck Romario Shepherd in front, but David Visa in front, but the umpire saying no, he's not convinced that that was in line or going on to hit the wickets.
Ben Shikongo is just ready now. Coming down from the golf course end. And from the Corlett's drive end, it was Lofty Eaton who got rid of Romario Shepherd. Was very unhappy with that particular decision, was the West Indian. But his teammates with the man who will be captaining my Cape Town on another solid addition to the SA20's marquee international players. Here comes Ben Shikongo.
There's some added incentive again this season for players to perform to their best. Last season, Aidan Markram was the MVP of the SA20, and this season, the winner of that award will get a nice prize money boost. He'll get 350,000 rand if you are the MVP of the SA20, and there's also a couple of others, batter and bowlers award of the tournament will each get 200,000 rand.
It's popped over to the top. It's going to be an easy catch for Van Lingen. It's 2 million in the crowd if you get a catch, but that's nothing close to the value of taking out a destructive batter. David Visa is gone, popping it to mid-off.
Yeah, another soft dismissal. All of a sudden, since Leas de Prooi retired out, this whole innings has turned on its head, and David Visa won't be too impressed with that after going for a golden duck in a previous match. This time dismissed for one, soft dismissal straight to mid-off.
Dare I say, this 100% looks like Romario Shepherd.
So apparently, seeing as it is a practice match, they've decided he wasn't really out umpire, so let's give him another go.
Only in a practice match are you going to see such. Reminds me of the story of W.G. Grace, one of the early legends of the game in the late 1800s. You'd be given out a wicket, the great batter, and be like, why are you getting me out? They are here to watch me, the fans, and he'll fix his stumps, and then he'll continue batting on.
Wouldn't it be something if he struck LBW first ball here?
Well, it's a nice straight one. He might be run out in the first ball, but shepherds his way into the crease, and he gets his run in what is a cat-like life for him, coming to bat again.
There's also one more award that the players will be playing for in the SA20 this season, and that's the Rising Star of the Season. previous winner last season was Ethan Bosch, who bowled beautifully for the Pretoria Capitals. And now with some rookies coming in as well, they can potentially put their hands up for that award.
And with such exciting talent, with some of the SA emerging players who did and won that Division 2 being drafted into the SA20, it just shows the diversity of the competition. We were speaking about JSK having 40-year-olds in the team, and at the same time you're getting 17-year-olds who are still in high school playing in the very same competition, who have high futures ahead of themselves. So it's a wonderful competition. And right now, an SA20 team is giving an opportunity to an ICC World Cup team to prep themselves for that World Cup and to shape themselves into the standard.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities all around. So much cricket coming up in South Africa with the SA20 and the Under-19 Cricket World Cup around the corner. We've seen so much talented young individuals coming through, and we'll be keeping an eye on them through the years, and we'll tell you that we were there when they started everything off.
Sibonelo Makanya is also falling into that trap of not being able to score runs, and like you said, when Lewis Deploy departed, seems like so did the runs, and in entered the wickets, unless if you are Romario Shepherd. It's 2 for Sibonelo Makanya, 1 for Shepherd. It's 132 with just 25 runs to win.
Yeah, Romario Shepherd reminds me of that kid who's the one to bring a bat to the cricket game. So he decides how many opportunities he gets before he has to depart.
We are playing all types of cricket. Yes! Here he is facing Lofty Eaton. You don't want to fall victim to the same man twice.
Yeah, don't be too surprised. Lofty Eaton will want to be that guy who says in the bar, you know, there's one time I removed the batter twice in one day and it was the same match.
And it wasn't even a test or first-class game. He was looking for that delivery that got him out, which is the one that pitches on straight and turns, hits the stumps, but he's able to just guide it away. He's on 2 now.
Yeah, the JSK just requiring a further 24 runs. Enjoying their time out here. A bit of a practice run. Lisa Rain has stayed away this time, so we should get a full match in.
Oh! Even if it hits the chest, the stomach, if it's in front of the stumps, it might be called LBW, but that one just a bit too high from Lofty Eaton. It was a good call, actually, Werner, to change the scheduling of this game, because it was scheduled to start at 1:15. Then, with the inclement weather which was yet to come, it's now at early on. And because we are here early on, the players are still fresh, and they can hit big ones for 4.
Yeah, quickly onto that one was Sibonelo Makanya, too short from Lofty Eaton. And again, we talked about that boundary might be big, but there are some big gaps as well for that reason.
And the gaps become bigger when the ball is pitched short and it is slow. And you're good, as Makanya is coming in at number 5. Easily hit away for 4. And it goes to the offside this time. It goes past Freilink, who could only stand and watch as it sails over for 4.
Yeah, exquisite shot there by Makanya. Inside out, over the cover region. That's one of those you always look for in a batter. To say, oh man, this guy really has something about him. He has a bit of class.
Cricket is one of those 360-degree games. But at the end of the day, the bowlers target one thing. They target those stumps, and how close Lofty Eaton was. Makanya survives. 14 overs have been completed. They just need 16 more runs to win.
Yeah, 6 overs left for those 16 runs, and I wonder if a wicket falls now if we see Visa coming back in, and another opportunity. But for now, it will be Sibs Makanya and Mario Shepherd looking to finish things off here. and Jan Freilink back into the attack.
It's going to be a procession now. 6 overs is a long time. Would be actually interesting to see if, hey, can we bat out our 20 overs too?
I definitely don't think that's the aim of the game here for the Super Kings, and I'm hoping Namibia are getting something out of these matches in preparation for the T20 World Cup. Goes for a big wake, does Romario Shepherd. His head was already over the stands by the time that ball got to him.
Sketchy stuff. Looking for a big heave. A very big heave. That could have easily taken an edge and flown to the man who's standing at 45, but it's not there.
Yeah, he's not here to stick around, is Romario Shepherd. If he connected that one, it might have traveled out of the stadium.
Covering the boundaries. Square leg. Cow corner. Long on. There's no pace behind that ball from Freilink. And it's just one. Sibs Makanya seems to have found more of a rhythm, so let's see what he's capable of doing here.
And Makanya is on 10 of 9 deliveries with those 2 boundaries in the previous over, really getting him going now. And he's also captained the Titans in some of the formats in the past, and I think he's still captain of the one-day format. And faces up, goes for the cut shot, falls just short of the man at point.
Kutsa's already taken a catch at backward point. Don't want to take him on. And keeping that single in check, they're not going to run that.
The lack of pace that Jan Freilink bowls with can be tricky sometimes. He might be one of those candidates to try and sweep over the short boundary. And that's well bowled into the wicket. Another slower ball and just nudged into the offside for an easy single.
And even if they do this ball by ball now, they're going to be taking it home. It's just 14 more runs until we see the end of this game. It's really not much going on anymore. Not much excitement, not much anticipation. Us biting our fingers right into our flesh. Because right now JSK just easing their way through.
Down the leg side and wide, and we do see all the SA20 logos up here at the DP World Wanderers, and we're soon to get underway here with the tournament. Tournament starts on the 10th of January. First match here at the Wanderers will be on the 13th, Saturday, and do come in and come enjoy a lovely atmosphere and some good cricket.
That's a good shot. That's a really good shot. There's no way Van Lincoln is going to stop that coming from square on that long on, or long off rather. Came around it. There's no chance of stopping that. Great shot from Shepherd.
Yeah, finally he connects one, and that means that they only require a further 9 runs.
Why wouldn't you want to be here when the SA20 starts, when you're going to be seeing such blasted shots? Fireworks, people dancing, music, and great cricket. Just popped up back to Freilink, removing all of the pace. And that sees the end of over number 15. 148 on the board with just 9 more runs to win.
Yeah, the Super Kings are down 5 wickets. And it's Sabinella Makanya who's still in on 11 of 11 balls. Romario Shepherd's on 7 of 7. Both going at a runner ball currently. And Namibia trying to sort out who will bowl this next over. It looks like it's been given to number 23 who is running across. It is Jafrans who went for 30 runs in his 2 overs, and he'll look to make something of this match. Get a good over in here, try and bowl for a bit of pride. And just as I say that, the captain decides, no, we'll go back to Lofty Eaton, and he'll have another go in his 4th and final over. He's taken 2 for 21.
Might as well. Could possibly be the final over of the match, depending on how it's bowled and how the batters bat. Just needing 9 more runs to win the match. Lofty Eaton has bowled 3, respectable 3 as well, going at 7 to the over. Might as well make him finish his spell, then see what he's going to be dishing out. Sibonelo Makhanya is currently on 11 runs. Just whipping that to the leg side. It's just going to be 1. Misfield, though, gives us 2.
Yeah, again, big pockets there. Probably would have been 2 if they ran hard and went for it in the first place as well. Sibonelo Makhanya finding things easy out here, just working those gaps.
Those gaps bring the 150 up also for JSK. And they continue just penetrating them. But this vast land is guided right at the end. Just a single for JSK. They now need an easy 6 runs.
Yeah, question is, will Shepherd have his revenge and go for a 6 against Lofty Eaton? Or will Lofty Eaton get him for the 2nd time as the only thing we're holding on to here?
Shepherd can hit a big one. With the ball spinning away from him, he has the advantage of hitting it with the spin to the short boundary. But it goes to the leg side, looking to use his bulky and muscle. Can't muscle it away, just 1 run.
Yeah, he was definitely setting up for a 6th there. Didn't quite get the length he was hoping for, so 5 more runs required. And it's Makhanya back on strike.
5 runs to win, 5 on Makhanya's back. Can he just be the one to close it here with this? No, he's not. Not even a single.
Yeah, a bit of a timid end to this match, one has to say. Namibia never really put enough on the board. Wasn't enough to challenge the Joburg Super Kings, and just trundling towards the target now after Lewis Deploy batted wonderfully well for his 56 earlier on, and he retired out to give an opportunity to the likes of Romario Shepherd and David Wiese. Ronan Herman himself, the rookie pick for the Joburg Super Kings, he made 33 of 22 deliveries, and showing us one of those exemplary reverse sweeps for 6 to the short boundary.
So the JSK really did have it in control. Even with the bowling department, they had it in control. It was right at the end when Namibia started making use of the field properly, making the leg side go for 2s or the big side go for 2s, getting the short boundary to go for boundaries, but that was much later in their innings. It's 15 overs completed here. Just 3 more runs to win with Makhanya on 15, Shepherd on 9.
Yeah, 3 shouldn't be any real cause for concern for the Joburg Super Kings. It looks like Arnaud du Plessis coming back into the attack, and he has an opportunity to potentially pick up a wicket, pick up his first one. His first 2 overs went for 22 runs, and having a quick warm-up. Captain Gerdy Rasmus is calling square leg to come back into the circle. There's a deep cover, a deep extra cover, so it's almost a deep point. Deep extra cover, a long off, a long on, and a deep mid wicket. So expect to see Arnaud du Plessis going quite full and not giving Shepherd anything short to pull to that short boundary.
With the ball going across as well, should be able to execute. as he does, and he creates an opportunity for himself. Is the boundary big enough? It's not big enough. It sails over the top because a man was stationed under that ball. Any other day, on any other pitch on the strip, that is a catch. But for today, on this wonderful Sunday, it represents the end of this chase. But they continue to bat like we had predicted, to go up until 20 overs.
Yeah, they will bat the overs out here. You don't make Romario Shepherd come out for a second time for just a couple of overs. And he'll look to finish strong here, see what they can get in their 20 overs.
He's going at it again here, Romario Shepherd. It almost went to where you'll find the DJs and the stands once the SA20 begins here at the Wanderers Stadium. Smashing shots. And it's just now a playtime.
Yeah, I was talking about how Arnaud du Plessis can't afford to drop short here with the short boundary to Romario Shepherd. Unfortunately, this time he does, and that makes it way too easy for him. Also not high enough to really challenge him, and so an easy put away. And the ball has found his way back to the field.
Now it's going to be fun times now that we are seeing here from JSK. Yes, you'll say that there's always pressure to win a game, regardless of whether it's official or not, whether it's a practice or not. You just want to feel good winning the game. Now that they've done that, they've covered the 156 posted by Namibia. Can they bat freely, showcase their skill, entertain the crowds, and get themselves acclimatized to the Wanderers?
Again goes for a big shot down the ground, and it pitches just in front of the boundary and goes for 4.
Having a good time here, Romario Shepherd, but also he's been given a good time. These balls are just on his arc. Looking to remove the pace there was Arnaud du Plessis. Not enough though. Such is the power of Shepherd, who has his eye in, moving to 25.
Yeah, Arnaud du Plessis has now conceded 38 runs in his 15 deliveries, so being smashed all around the park, and looking to come back strong. Oh, it takes the edge, and he does come back strong, and this time Shepherd giving himself out. He's not too concerned that this is the incorrect decision as he walks off back to the dugout.
Well, clearly edges are his thing when his wicket is on the line. His first LBW, thinking that he found an edge into the pads, but this time there is no dispute. Arnaud du Plessis pushing it wide, pushing it short. That was a good catch also from Zane Green behind the wickets. That brings the end to the brief stay, and the second stay also, of Romario Shepherd on 25. JSK on 170 runs for the loss of 5.
Coming to the crease now is Kyle Simmons. Kyle Simmons has put in a couple of good knocks for the Western Province side of late, and he did very well coming in for the Joburg Super Kings last season. An opportunity to show what he can do here with the bat that did death, and potentially work his way into the side. The Joburg Super Kings have a lot of spinning options. They have Imran Tahir, Zahir Khan, Kyle Simmons, and even Aaron Pangiso. So he'll want to make a claim for a position in the side, and he's probably the one between the 4 of them who has the best batting ability. So a good thing to have in your arsenal. And as I welcome back Umpo Mshlane.
Hi Werner, how's it going? Good to see the Lions have won the game, but we are continuing.
Yeah, the Lions of the SA20, that is.
Oh yes, the JSK. There's many teams Lions insignias in SA20.
There is even their mascot is a lion, so I won't hold it against you. And the
We are at the home of the real Lions.
That is very correct. And
Yes.
it is Arnaud du Plessis who's finally made the breakthrough. I see it hasn't quite been updated on the scorecard just yet, but he did well to come back, get that wicket of Romario Shepherd.
Quick single taken down the leg side, and they'll take a 2. The updated target that the JSK are going to is 190.
Yeah, 190, and there's still 3 overs left after this one, and so they'll have to get going if they want to get there.
18 in the next 3 overs.
Ooh, that's beautifully bowled by Duplessis right in the block hole. Good way to finish the over. And the Joburg Super Kings are on 172 and at the end of 17 overs.
Yes, it's a great Yorker length ball, or the type of ball you need at the death. Arno Duplessis bowling it with pace and creating problems there for Carl Simmons. Can these two take JSK to the total of the new target, which is 190? The thing with JSK last year was they just fell apart. Great electric start, but they couldn't hold it enough for the low order batters to come in. There were days where Ferreira, Shepherd bailed them out, but they'd want that middle order to come firing, and seemingly Les Duplois put up his hand.
Yeah, Lewis Blue did a great job at the back end of last year's SA20 once he was moved up to number 3. They've brought in Wayne Madsen to try and shore up that middle order batting with Donovan Ferraro, Romario Shepherd, David Visa as well. And they just worked into the gap, running the first one hard, should come back for an easy second, and they do.
Yes, and it's good practice for Makanya, for Carl Simmons, to just get time out in the middle of his, and to just get themselves into the rhythm of SA20. They're going to be, after this, it's not going to be a lot of practice. It's just game after game after game and travel.
Yeah, we're very close to the start of the SA20. It's whipped towards the man at long on, right out of the middle of the bat.
Piquet France resuming his line around the wicket to the right-handers.
Yeah, Kyle Simmons, left-hander here. Good option again with the short boundary on the leg side. And interesting that we haven't seen Dayan Halim come in yet. Has also had a good stint with the ball and can be a good hitter at the death. And maybe he'll still come in next if a wicket should fall.
Yeah, it's one person JSK fans were hoping to see.
Down the leg side, not quite finding his line here. Piquet France, and Simmons rushing back for the second run, and he does make it, and the umpire signals leg byes.
And I think that's what Namibia struggled to do outside of Lofty Eaton, was to just put consecutive balls on the right spot to create pressure. And you can see that they really are struggling, even with this year France over.
Goes down the wicket, misses it completely, does Simmons, and an easy stumping completed behind the stumps. And France finally able to get his first wicket, and it does look like Dayan Halim will get his opportunity.
Disappointing for Carl Simmons, who was looking to add a little bit more aggression and to advance this team to the total, the new target. But he got bamboozled by something in the pitch, the ball turning away, and easy stumping for the wicketkeeper, Zane Green.
Yes, and don't be confused or surprised, it is not Donovan Ferraro, even though that is the shirt that Dayan Halim is wearing today. And it's been the case for quite a few of the players today that are wearing some other guys' shirts. Even Lazard Williams wore Sam Cook's shirt today, and so Dayan Halim gets his opportunity to try and finish things here. Still 13 runs required for the Joburg Super Kings, and still 2 overs left after this one.
Yes. Can Dayan Halim give a couple of lusty blows to just...
Oh, Baka!
Skips down the wicket into that gap, running the first one hard again, but this time Gerard Erasmus very quick to get to the ball and get it back in.
Yes. They're looking for some power hitting, some explosive hitting in that lower order, and that's what you are required to do
goes for a sweep shot as this is outside the leg stump, and again, an easy wide to the Joburg Super Kings. And you got your France still continuing around the wicket, firing it in. Goes for the big shot this time, does. Sibonelo Mokanya is straight into the hands of Gerard Erasmus on the boundary. And that is the end of him. And it looks like David Wiese might also get a second opportunity potentially. I see him at the side of the ground, although I'm not too sure. Yes, he's putting on his helmet, so just like Romario Shepherd, David Wiese gets another go.
Yes, we have another situation. The conditions are changing. There is some cloud cover around. The lightning siren on the golf course behind us is gone. So can we get 11 runs before the umpires call us off the field?
I believe it should be okay. It's not right above us. It's still some ways away. And they rush through these overs. Shouldn't be any issue. I mean, we only need the 11 runs. They're 2 shots away as well. Those long levers of David Wiese more than capable of finishing this quickly.
Yes, it's important practice that's needed. He got an LBW appeal.
Center slightly away. That's it, yep.
Interesting scenario with the SA20 with Pollard
Let's come
taking
round
over
here.
the captaincy of MI Cape Town. We'll still wait to see how long he will stick around. Rashid Khan still with an injury. He was the captain of the previous season. And Arnaud Duplessis will continue on from the golf course end. He has a man out at third man on the boundary, a deep cover, also a long off man at a long on and a deep mid wicket, and so he's running in around the wicket this time. Goes short, gets away with that one. Only a fine leg in on the boundary, no square leg out either. Could have been an easy put away for Dayan Khalim, but doesn't get much of it.
Yes. Interesting line this time from Arnaud Duplessis.
Didn't expect
And
that.
I think it's also that time to try new things, right? He's been coming in left arm over. Now he's coming around the wicket to just close the angle to these 2 big hitters to deny them for any room. But also it brings in that short boundary as well.
David Wiese hitting that one with power into the gap.
Yeah, it's got
Gets around to it, parries it a bit, but they will just continue with the 2 runs as they move up to 182. So 8 more runs required for the Joburg Super Kings in this revised target in this practice match.
Yes, it's also quite interesting, right? It's 11 Namibian internationals out there in the field. So David Wiese is getting much needed practice for the World Cup. So is this Namibian side.
They are indeed, and Wiese going for that short boundary. There is that gap. He also doesn't get much of it. Again, a fumble going towards the boundary, but Ruben Trimpelman will clean things up. And they're getting away with that one once again is Arnaud Duplessis. Short boundary, no one on the boundary even, and it's just an easy lift. Could have that one traveling for 6, but he did take the pace off it, and so I will give him that.
No, and it's good to see that he's now, playing around with the pace, low ball bounces, and trying to give the batsman something else to think about.
This time, Wiese doesn't just let it go, and it goes to the boundary for 4. So again, targeting that short boundary. Doesn't get all of it once more, but in the gap for 4, that target just 2 runs away.
Yeah, just 2 runs away. But that one was quicker. It was shorter. Line was a lot straighter than the previous balls. And David Wiese able to swing across the line and flat bat that to the shorter boundary here at the Wanderers. Closer to the memorial stand if you know how the Wanderers is set up.
On the pads, misses this one, did David Wiese. Well bowled by Arnaud Duplessis, rushing him a bit. Didn't think he expected that length either.
Yeah, going down leg a little bit there, which is why the shots were a little stifled. but very good ball.
Yeah, that was well bowled. Wiese was hanging back on the back foot, expecting another short one. But changing things up is Arnold du Plessis. But short this time, and an easy pull away over that short boundary for 6, and they do get to that revised target, do David Wiese and Dayan Khalim. But it does seem that they will still bat out the over, so that means there's still one to go.
Look, you're going to make sure and make use of all the practice that you need. Next game is on the 11th for this Joburg Super Kings team against the Durban Super Giants away from home. And so as you look at the fixtures for the Joburg Super Kings in the SA20, they start on the 11th in Durban. Then they move to Paarl. Then they go to Cape Town, play in Pretoria, play in Cape Town. Then they come home for the first game against Pretoria Capitals, which is a double header, back-to-back, with Pretoria on the 18th. And then they go to Joburg on the 21st. Then come home for a homestand from the 24th to the 6th of February. Durban Super Giants, Paarl Royal, Sunrisers, as well as MI Cape Town to finish it off as they hope to make it in to the playoffs of the SA20.
Big shot this time from Dayan Khalim. It goes straight to the man at deep mid-wicket, and a good catch coming forward from the boundary. And it's John du Plessis taking it there. It seems like they were just bad on regardless.
Well, look, the targets were all reached, and it's good for practice for Dan to come up. But that was not a great shot for Dan Khalim, just hoiking it through the line. He didn't pick up the drop in pace, and that's the result of the mistiming.
Big shot from David Wiese all the way onto the grass, and Bankman's over extra cover. A beautiful connection for him.
It's raining sixes now here at the Wanderers, giving the crowd that's here some practice. Remember of the Betway catch at 2 million. You need a one-handed clean catch, and you can win a share of 2 million rand. Get your tickets now.
Bit of a free hit here for David Wiese. Takes the edge or off the legs of David Wiese. They go through for a single. Umpire does signal leg bias, and Dayan Khalim gets another opportunity to try and go big with the knowledge that he can't go out.
Look, I think and I think the coaching staff has done well, right? It's good practice for your lower order hitters to be able to just, get used to freeing their arms, just like that one.
Yeah, this time a much cleaner connection by Dayan Khalim. Right in the arc, pumps it over long on and into the stands. It's a clean connection, keeping his head down this time. And just in through with the line it was coming from. Hit it back through that line. The fielder was able to collect that ball from the stands, and we'll continue on here. Almost the end of the match, and Dayan Khalim will look for another.
This one mistimed, miscued. It will be caught by the fielder at the point boundary, but this the timing and the pace of Yalau's bowling, France's bowling, that created that wicket. Dan looking for the leg side, but not being able to access it.
Romario shepherd out 2 times today. Dayan Khalim caught 2 times today. David Wiese continuing to strike lasty blows.
He won't be caught.
And despite it being an enormous boundary, he still hits it into the stands.
Yes, really good hit into the yellow stands here at the Wanderers on the leg side. Large boundary, but that doesn't bother. It's not Dan Khalim, it's David Wiese. And that calls the end of the game. See the players are shaking hands. The Joburg Super Kings scoring 214 runs in this practice match. The next time you see them play, it will be in SA20 on Thursday. Thank you very much to everybody who's brought this game together. Just to recap the Lions innings, the big innings of Lewis Duplo with the 56. Ronan Hanman came through with 33. Faf du Plessis went early off with 17. Wayne Matson did try come in and muscle the ball around, but he also was out for 12. Spinello Macania scored 18. Romario Shepard in his 2 stints, 25 points. Dan Khalim and Carl Simmons also batting in there. And the Joburg Super Kings got to 214. But yeah, that's the end of it all. Both teams will have taken a lot of notes out of this game in preparation for their various tournaments. Good luck to Namibia at the World Cup. Remember, there's 10 games for the Joburg Super Kings. Do catch them on TV or in the stadium. Come through, buy your tickets, and come and see the wonder and the magic that is the SA20. That homestand on the right-hand side. 4 home games for the Joburg Super Kings. Please do come through to the Wonders. Create that atmosphere. Create that bull ring. Reignite that bull ring once more. And from us here and at the Wanderers, we'd like to say thank you and goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.